crack of the bat or a grown-ass man hitting two big woos. Here it comes. I mean,
the best part about that video is it was filmed like from the catcher's perspective, and it said, "Watch this ball disappear." I never saw the ball. I mean,
sure didn't.
Went 488 feet and disappeared into that there night, and Jack Haggleon just kind of trotted around the bases like, "I got this, man." That's the part that I like the best. He just rounded the bases like, "This is no big deal."
And then he hit it, and it just is. I mean, it disappears into the night sky, and then. There was another one of the videos that I found, which is like, it looked like the local like broadcasting team.
1 out, 0-2. Haggleon hammers one to right center. No chance of catching that. A Jack.
I don't know. Jack.
I don't know if we're calling it that though. I mean, I give him credit for the call, but I'm not calling it that.
Yeah, I think that's a little dicey right there. Why is every minor league ballpark broadcast also overmodulated every time you hear them too?
I don't know.
Does anybody monitor the level?
But the thing that I find most interesting about this is I woke up a bit stiff this morning. Is just you just hear the ball just absolutely get bricked from any angle of any audio of any call.
1 out, 0-2. Haggleon hammers one to right center. No chance of catching that. A Jack.
We're not calling it that, but and then just.
I'd like to hear Denny say a Jack too.
You can.
Well, Ryan, that's a Jack.
I mean, this kid is something. I'm not saying
he's destroying some double-A pitching. Let's go.
All right, so I'm glad. Yeah, let's get on with it. Let's move.
See, I think we've seen enough at Double-A.
I don't think we need to see that anymore.
I don't think we do need to see that
55
anymore.
degrees outside.
I know it's going to be nice today. It's going to be a beautiful day out there today. So,
but yeah, I mean, absolutely, one of the just specimens in minor league because it's crazy that, obviously, like I'm head over heels and I'm fanboy and all that sort of stuff. I get it because as soon as anything happens, notifications ding. And that's not me trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm popular. It's just that everybody else is now officially on board. And it's not happening now. It's happening, which is where I've kind of come back to my senses of being like, it'll be there. Don't worry. Again, I go back to Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, don't rush it, right?
It's December 2nd, right? Mm-hmm. You're still putting the cotton balls on Santa Claus's beard. You got 23 more to go. You're doing the rings in the classroom where you take one ring off every day to get closer and closer to Christmas.
Or you're just going through the booze advent calendar.
Yeah. And today was Scotch.
Smirnoff.
Yeah. And so it's great, but like the man is shredding Double-A. So it's a man amongst boys, and it looks like if Shaq were to play a high school team right now. So
that's kind of a good comparison.
From Shaq to Jack, it's time maybe to I know it's been 4 games, Dusty, pump the brakes. Let's get a little bit more going into it. Maybe now, if we keep seeing this sort of production, because 466 feet, 464 feet are the 2 home runs. That means he's not missing.
No.
That means he's dialed in. You hear by the sound, you see by the posture and the swing that it's there. And the one thing that is a huge pause about this is that it hasn't dissipated yet. It's still been the same since spring, to where you asked your question, which was all the questions from Vern, from Bob, from everybody around the team that's watched this kid play so far in the spring and now Double-A is, let's see how he does at each level. I think we've seen what he can do in Double-A. Let's challenge him a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the right, kind of playbook is for keeping somebody at certain levels for how long. And I think everybody's kind of their own guy, right? And you kind of move them up when you deem that they're ready. I don't know what the plan of attack is for Jack Haggleon and what they kind of had in mind going into the beginning of the season. Because I'm sure there was a definite plan laid out. Okay, we're going to put you down in Double-A. We'd like to move you up by this date. Does he move faster than that date? I don't know what they're seeing and what they're deciding to do with Jack Haggleon. But I think you do know that there is an offensive discrepancy right now for the Royals. I was going through some of the nerd numbers a little bit this morning. Yeah,
nerd numbers?
Well, runs I was looking at. The
Okay.
only stat that really matters anymore is runs, because if you score more than your opponent, you win games, and that's what baseball's about.
How many did score last night?
2.
How many did the Twins score?
1.
There you go.
Right. So you won the game last night, but the Royals are down almost a run per game from where they were at this point last season, and you start to look about that and go, okay, they need to get some more run production going on right now. How are they going to do that? Well, it's not going to come from the guys that they have on the team, in my opinion anyway. You're going to have to go out and acquire that. And that's where I still am with a veteran bat and going out and getting that guy. Will Jack Haggleon be the answer to those questions? I don't know. And again, I'm kind of like Vern on this one. I just want him to come up and be a player. I don't want him to have to come up and produce into a lineup. So that's where I think the best case scenario is for this team right now. Go out and acquire that veteran bat still. And then when you have the opportunity to bring Jack Haggleon up, bring him up where he doesn't have to be the guy that has to go out there and change the entire course of human events, for this Royals team. Because that pressure is going to be on him regardless of what this team is going through. When he comes up here, people are going to expect the 5-run home run. I remember when Eric Hosmer got up here, okay? And that was May of 2011, my God. And he's now retired with a child living in Connecticut. So I remember that day vividly. We had 6 T-shirts to give out at the stadium. 6, very big number of T-shirts to give out at the stadium.
Well, 5. I'm sure you had one here.
No, we don't even know where those T-shirts are, quite honestly, Dusty, right? But we had 6 of them that day to give out. And I remember going into the ballpark that day or watching it on TV or however you consumed the game that day. And I think we all had that same kind of vision and same kind of hope. Eric Hosmer was going to go up there and he was going to mash home runs every single time he went to the plate. And he made that debut in Yankee Stadium. So you thought, oh, okay, there you go. He's going to hit a home run over that 314 sign. Then he's going to come back to Kauffman Stadium. He's going to be a hitting machine. And Eric Hosmer was never that guy that delivered home run after home run after home run when he came up from the big league level. He was just a really, really good baseball player that went out there and performed when you needed him to perform the most. He was a great team player. If our guy Jack Haggleon can be Eric Hosmer and what he was for this stretch of 6 years in Kansas City, that is a win. And so that's where I kind of look at Jack Haggleon and think to myself, I had these expectations for Eric Hosmer that were so out of whack. Just let Jack Haggleon come up and kind of do his thing when the team doesn't really need him to come up here and do his thing. Like, we're not turning the organization over to him. We're not looking at him as the savior or anything like that of this organization. And that's the best spot we're in right now. This team's winning some baseball games. They're above 500. Game 2 of the second 10-game season, or game 1 of the second 10-game stretch began yesterday. And our star pitcher was freaking phenomenal yesterday.
He had you in a moment.
He did. No, he did. And I think it's a legit conversation to have about that guy because he's unbelievable. But then you bring Jack Haggleon up. You want him to come up and not notice him, right? You don't want him to come up. But no matter when they bring him up, you're going to notice him, and everybody's going to be expecting him to go out there and do things that I don't know that any Major League Baseball player is capable of doing at this point in time.
You've got an old man question for the youngsters as we wrap up this opening drive.
I do, and I want you guys to weigh in. I was driving in this morning, right? And, it's 55, then it turns to 65. Guys going slow.
Temperature or the speed?
Speed. So I try to go around him on the left-hand side. He cuts me off, and then he does one of these, and then he's in the left-hand lane and puts his blinker on, transfers 4 lanes over of traffic and all this kind of stuff. But the question that I have for you guys,
yeah,
right? No, this is going on at 4:30 in the morning. He's driving a car that's very low to the ground and has no muffler on it, right? So it's making a huge noise. You know how it is when guys don't have mufflers. Is 17 the oldest you can be without being a douchebag and having no muffler on your car? Like, after the age of 17, does it just become totally unacceptable to drive around with no muffler on your car?
I'm not really a car guy. I mean, they were cool when I was in high school.
You were in high school.
So I'd say once you're out of the teen phase, you got to kind of get a grown car.
You got
to like change it a little. Like, the big thing when I was a kid, it was Honda Civics.
That's what this car was.
Okay. And it was
no muffler.
Yep. And it had a spoiler on the back.
That's exactly right. You just called
windows?
out. It's hard
Slightly
to
tinted?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That was the cool car, and when I was that and like a tinted out like white Grand Prix.
Okay, so that was what year did you graduate high school?
2006.
Okay, I graduated in 95. That was the cool car back then too. Mac probably graduated.
Sounds like
everybody was driving a BMW. No, I don't know that it is a cool car or anything like that. I just want to know, at what age is it like, all right, dude, grow the F up and put a freaking muffler on your car and stop being a douchebag. You're not 16. You're not 17 years old anymore. I think that has to be the line of demarcation. You cannot be driving around at 4:30 in the morning with no muffler on your car.
I don't know. I mean, I guess live your life,
And then you got the guys in the pickup trucks who are either badasses up, trying to, run you off the road, or driving as slow as molasses, smoking a dart at 4:30 in the morning. Is there any happy medium with those guys?
No. I mean, maybe that guy's just, doing the whole, I'm going to drive this thing into the ground, literally. Until I don't know. I mean, who knows?
I mean, I just don't think you can be considered an adult and do adult things if you don't have a muffler on your car and you're driving around making noise like that. Mac, do you not have a muffler on your car?
No, of course I have a muffler on my car. Yeah. You've heard my car.
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually then. If you have a muffler on it,
there you go.
I've not heard your car.
Maybe he had gotten a wreck and the muffler fell out.
I don't think so. No, not at all. No, you're just an idiot.
But my Nissan Sentra back at home. Oh, yeah, that's souped up, baby.
Did that not have a muffler? Did you have that? What year?
No.
What age were you when you decided that wasn't cool anymore? 17?
Yeah.
There's a drive way to right field, way back, and gone. Jack Haggleon, home run number 2 for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. Coming up on the other side, we'll get into the Royals and what was last night because, boy, that man on the mound had himself a hog last night in Cole Ragans on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're looking for that awesome activity that encompasses everybody on planet Earth, and the answer to all of your questions is Foaling. If you're looking for a perfect spot for a kid birthday party, you're looking for a great adult night out, you're looking for a date night, maybe you're looking to hang out with the guys, or maybe you're looking for the place to have that perfect office party or one of those great office events you're looking to do, Foaling is the answer to all of your where are we going to go questions. It's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's a mashup of football and bowling, drinks and fun. You know what you do. You set up the bowling pins like you're going to bowl. You're going to throw the football at them. You're going to knock all the pins down, and you're going to re-rack them, and you're going to do it again, and everybody's going to have a great time. We've done birthday parties there. We've done family events there. We've done work events at Foaling. It is perfect for everything on your calendar, and they've got an awesome bar as well, a great beer selection, and they can make you up any cocktail you want. Plus, with Foaling, you cater your own event. Bring food in or have it delivered right to Foaling at 435 and State Line. That's where they're located. So reserve your lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com and get your Foal on.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just two deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks, you know? Like us?
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
Well, guys, let me tell you something about my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. They've got help for you when you need it the most. And that's, of course, we're talking about ED, because ED, as we know, is a terrible condition. It causes stresses in relationships, it creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man, and often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. Well, Heartland Men's Health is ready to help you out because they have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating guys right here in Kansas City, and they're ready for you. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have 3 locations to serve you: in Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I want to tell you why I am so happy with the Awaken 180 weight loss at home program. Look, I'm nearing the end because I had a weight loss goal, and I've already met it. I'm not even 6 full weeks into the program. Look, you're looking for a long-term solution to weight loss. That's why I'm looking forward to the idea that once I get into maintenance mode, I have free support for life if I want it. Look, I know if you've been sitting around, you're like, God, I just want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. It doesn't really matter what the number is for you. It's about that weight loss goal. Mine was 30 pounds for that weight loss goal. And I'm happy to say that it has been so easy to do it over at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Shoot me a DM. Ask me. Look at the photos I've posted. If you've got questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. But they can answer them for you, too. Schedule your consultation today, 844-346-1800, or go online at awaken180weightloss.com and make the same decision I did. No extra medications, no extra gym, and no calorie counting. Go to awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Bobber.
founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Royals coverage sponsored by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound for 470 into downtown 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it here on 96.5 The Fan, where you can hear your Kansas City Royals play baseball. You can hear Vern's pregame show, the On Deck show, right? I think he's giving away tickets to the bobblehead game, which is the Moose bobblehead, the 10-year anniversary plus the 40-year anniversary of the 2 World Series championships. That's what's kind of cool when you win them in those different times.
I'd like to have a couple more in between, you know, but it's fine.
You'll probably win like 4 straight once you have Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Haggleon.
Yeah.
Hitting back to back. I'm kidding. No, let's obviously address the elephant in the room, because yesterday, you know, Vern had me on his show, said, I need a double play. I need to try to win some money for these listeners. I said, take Ragans over 6.5 strikeouts and take Bobby Witt Jr. 2 bases or more. Bobby doubles. And Cole Ragans had 6 strikeouts in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, well, he had like 6 strikeouts in the 1st inning yesterday.
Right.
That's how good he was. He struck out like everybody. Like people didn't even come to the plate and they struck out. And he's now had 2 games in a row with double-digit strikeouts, right? He had 10 against Milwaukee and 11 last night. Only 3 on opening day. It is what it is,
21 strikeouts in 11 innings.
He's 4th in baseball, I think, in strikeouts right now, right? Which is a little bit low, I think, based on what he's done in the last 2 games.
Second or first.
Yeah, he will be in his next start. He'll get another 10. But again, everybody's striking out in baseball. But no, he's dominating out there on the mound. And I texted you guys, is he better at his job than Patrick Mahomes is at his job? No. And, I look at Cole Ragans and I think, my God, I mean, every night you're going to go out there, you're going to get us double-digit strikeouts. That's something we've not seen here in Kansas City. I know we had Zach Greinke years ago do the Cy Young Award thing and, a couple of good, seasons here or there from pitchers. But if this guy's going out every single night and striking out double-digit batters, that's going to be something that is going to be looked at as one of the greatest seasons of all time. And I think he can keep it up. He was doing it basically all of last year as well. He looks unhittable in his last 2 games out there on the mound. He just stands tall and fires, and nothing phases that dude, man. I mean, he is just freaking unbelievable.
The pitch. A little tap. Here comes Witt home. The throw is to first. After looking home, France had no choice. Bobby Witt, as soon as contact was made, he was halfway home. Vinny Pasquantino finds a way to get a run home.
Vinny Pasquantino taking the narrative of Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. I will say this. Last night, you're going to need games like this. And this is what I mean. It wasn't the prettiest of games. Obviously, that game was cold still. I think we're done with it now. I think we can move on.
I hope so. I saw 80s on Sunday.
You better believe it, baby. And I will say this. Last night, you had to lean on the back of your ace, and you did.
And he did. Yeah, he was great.
11 strikeouts and had a quality start. That's now 3 straight. That's also 3 straight wins.
Yep.
Bobby Witt Jr., look, man, that pitcher makes an errant throw, and I have no doubt in my mind it's because he knows who's coming out of the batter's box.
I mean, what that is as little league as you can get,
and
right? I mean, that's yakety sacks, bro.
From first to third, and then I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking to myself, Royals got this. They got the best possible situation at third. They have Vinny Pasquantino, who's Mr. Sack Fly.
All you got to do is put that ball in play.
And
anyway,
just a little tap, as Denny says, just a little tap. And I mean, just immediately the dude, the guy, like, it's like when I see the girl that's a 10 at the bar that I know I have no chance with, looked at home, he's like, yeah, no, we're going to go to first real quick. And Bobby just effortlessly slides right in there. And so I bring this question up to you guys. What's more impressive? Cole Ragans' start?
Yes.
Bobby Witt Jr. doing what he did on just a little tap and getting all the way around on the air throw? Or the fact that you had to go to Stratton for 2, could not use your bullpen. We'll have Q on the show a little bit later on today at 9.
Yeah, they used the day before, right?
They did.
They used he.
And so did some other people use he as well. But like the thing about that is you didn't have Estevez, Harvey, and Urseg in the 8th and the 9th, or the 7th, 8th, and 9th. You had Stratton and Daniel Lynch. Daniel Lynch is still doing a fantastic job. He just gives me such Ho Chaver vibes. Same sort of look, same sort of build. Obviously a lefty, not a righty, but like failed as a starter, but might be just absolute nails as that like fill-in guy when you need him and also an innings eater when you need him. But, I mean, what was impressive the most last night? The fact that Cole Ragans went out there and just towed this. I mean, he footed the slab.
No, he picked up the slab and threw it up somebody's ass. I mean, like that's how good Cole Ragans. No, there's nothing more impressive than what Cole Ragans did last night. No matter how bad the Minnesota Twins are, and they suck. Yeah. I mean, they are a disaster of a franchise. I'm telling you, that's the first manager fired. Put your money on that one. If you can bet on who's going to be the first manager fired, it's Rocco Baldelli, because that team can't do anything right. And then Pablo Lopez gets hurt last night, which was, you never want to see anybody get hurt. But that allowed the Royals to kind of, win the game because you took him out. He was dominating as well last night. He was unbelievable, last night. And I thought this was going to be one of those extra inning games where we'd come in this morning and Vern still be sitting here doing the post-game show. One of those things, that the game that never ends because nobody was getting any hits. And then Pablo Lopez goes out. The Royals are able to capitalize on that Twins bullpen. They only need but to answer your question, there's nothing more impressive than what Cole Ragans does. And I know he's not better at his job than Patrick Mahomes, facetiously speaking. But, I mean, before long, we got to start talking about Cole Ragans being the best pitcher in baseball at this point in time, because he's doing it every single night. No longer can we have the buts about Cole Ragans. I think it's about time that the rest of baseball does take notice and look at this guy and go, oh, my God, he is unbelievable. And he's so stoic out there on the mound as well. Like, he just does not have any emotion. And that's how you know he's locked in and he's ready to rock and roll. And he's just going up there and dealing. He's striking out MFers all over the place, man. Like, it is fun to watch him pitch.
It's effortless, is like you said, because it's just he's such a just introverted, just dog, dude. I mean, I think he should change his name from COLE to KOLE, right? And then you just start making the sign every time you get one. We get him in the crowd, right? When you have that sort of picture. I remember Felix Hernandez in Seattle.
Seattle did
the
all
Kings
that,
court in the corner, and they just have all the K's up every time he strikes somebody out.
Oh, I love that. The Bird Nest did that back in the day with Paul Bird.
Frenchie's corner. God, I miss Jeff Francoeur.
I do too. He's one of the greatest human beings on earth. Like, I love Jeff Francoeur. He was the best. The best.
But yeah, we should just maybe, start a petition to change his name from COLE to KOLE. It's just Cole, because every time he gets a strikeout, you're going to have to take 15 with you just to have some insurance.
Yeah.
But yes.
I'd take 20 of them with me. There's no putting a limit on this guy right now.
Yeah,
pitches 9 innings, which is, I understand nobody does that. God forbid you get through this. That is Gen Z loser ball right there. God forbid you pitch into the 6th inning anymore. But if he were to go 9 times 3 is 27. Probably about 20 strikeouts in that. I mean, think about the ratio when what did he pitch? 6 last night?
6
innings last night. 6 times 3 is 18. He struck out 11 of the 18 batters he faced.
Yeah, the only problem with a lot of strikeouts is a lot of pitches. So pitch count's going to be an issue, but you're almost to the point now where like 100 pitches per start is going to start being that.
You know what? He ought to start doing leg presses. I was listening to somebody talk about Nolan Ryan yesterday. Yeah, exactly. I was listening to somebody talk about Nolan Ryan yesterday, and they're like, man, this guy pitched basically his entire career without any injuries. And they said, no, the reason is because he had a strong lower body. Look at all those pitchers that pitched all those innings and did, life back in the 80s and 90s, why they never suffered any injuries. Their legs were huge. They were always doing stuff with their legs, and that's where you get your power from. And the more power you can have in your legs takes that stress and pressure off of your arm. Novel idea. Cole Ragans, start doing leg presses. Turn into Nolan Ryan, and you'll be out there pitching every 5th day and never have to worry about your arm again.
And he's already had comps to being a left-handed DeGrom, which is great. I love that. But again, a lot of people on opening day, we get a little hyperbolic after one game because it's the first of the year with all the excitement. He didn't look like an ace. He was fine. 3 games. He started 3 games, 16 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts. Insane. 4 walks. Yeah. 4 walks, 5 earned. And he's got a whip of a 1.13, and his ERA is 2.81. He's only given up 1 home run. That was the leadoff home run in Milwaukee, and then didn't give up another run after that. Went 5 innings, struck out 10.
Yeah.
This last start, he goes 6 innings, gives up 4 hits, strikes out 11. So I know the last start wasn't a quality start, but damn if I don't care about a definition. That was quality for me.
Yeah, that looked good.
Strike out 10 Brewers. But yeah, look, you have what this team needs to be that playoff team and be a respectful team throughout the league, and that is you have an ace, you have a superstar, you have a captain, and you have defense and speed. And that's something that will take this team as far as they want to go. And like you said, eventually, maybe one day throughout this season, either a bat comes up to help the team, whether that's Jack Haggleon or not, which we played that audio enough at the start of the show. We'll revisit it again. But yes, he had another piss missile last night, 466, 111 off the bat. Ain't done. But look, this team is it's going to be exciting, man. They're what, 7-5 now, or 6-5 in 11 games. They're above 500.
Above 500.
They've taken 2
Don't ever go below 500 again.
That'd be nice. They've taken.
Well, why not?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Take 2 more from the Twins, and then you pad yourself a little bit. You're going to Cleveland, take care of some business out there. Then you got the Yankees. And see what happens.
I think that's the other thing too, because last year the narrative was when you play the bad teams in your division, beat them.
Yeah.
Like when you play the White Sox, beat them every single game, and they did that but once. So far, you played the Twins twice. You've won. We said at the start of this series, win 2. The rest is house money. You're now sitting at house money. You're sitting at the blackjack table. You've hit your first 3 hands, and you've doubled down on one of them. And now you have a stack of chips to be like, no.
Yeah, but don't give it all back.
Right.
Now you go for the kill. Now you're doubling down. Now you're splitting 8s.
Right.
You're doing all of that crazy stuff to try to go out there and make yourself, more money at the table, which means more wins in the standings. And then at this point in time, man, if you're going to be a playoff team, which we expect, and you're going to challenge for the division, which we expect, there's no reason to be under 500 the rest of the way at all, especially with he in the bullpen.
Yeah. Do you see those guys that do the pregame show still? Oh, yeah, I see that. Better than he. They want to call it heat. But there's no T.
There's no T.
Yeah, thanks, Montgomery.
Unless there was a guy like,
I want to call it heat.
Thompson back there, and then you had,
No, we're calling it he from here on out.
It's he. It's he. Yeah, it is definitely he.
Harvey, Versek, Estevez, trio. Pods, bring the heat. Let's go. Better than he. Here comes he.
Somebody listens.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't like it. That
was Guy Fieri at the game last night?
Yeah, that was the audio of the FanDuel pregame show.
Yeah, we're going with he.
Yeah, we are.
We're going with
it's apparently carried. Thanks for the free plug there.
Yeah.
Cite your sources. Either way.
That's fine. A lot of people don't.
We'll get into some Masters talk a little bit later on today, but you had mentioned something yesterday that Bryce Harper had said, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I don't know if people like this, but I feel like only losers complain about what they're doing. I think they're a great team. They're a great organization. That's why guys want to go there and play. LA's a great city to play in, obviously. They're at the mecca of kind of the world of everything, right? From food to nightlife to sports, from the Dodgers to the Lakers to anybody. So, they're going to continue to get guys. They're going to continue to pull guys from this sport. That's bullpen, starting pitching, international players, anything like that. They're doing what the Dodgers do.
So he just says it how it is. Bryce Harper there always has from the beginning.
I love the guy.
19 years old, getting asked if he's going to get hammered in the clubhouse. Clown question, bro.
Yeah, like the coolest superstar you will ever meet. And Josh and I still talk about this to this day. When he came up with Washington, we went into the locker room like, "You got him?" And he's like, "Sure, I got all the time in the world." We're like, "Dude, this is Bryce Harper. Like this is before." Obviously, he got the money in Philadelphia, but he was still a superstar that first or second year, whatever it was, in Washington.
Superstar at 16.
Yeah, right. And like we were just so overwhelmingly impressed. Like he didn't have to be that kind of cool guy, and he was. A lot of these guys in sports, as you're seeing in the golf world right now, have no time of day for anybody, which is fine. But Bryce Harper didn't. I'll never forget that. Like first impressions are everything with everybody, right? And so I'll never forget that. And because of the way he treated Josh and I 15 years ago in a locker room. Two people he's never met, didn't have any desire to be nice. He was wonderful. I'll always be a Bryce Harper fan. It happens to be he's really good at baseball, too. And then he has comments like that, which I totally agree with. I mean, there's so much complaining about the Los Angeles Dodgers and what they can do about payroll, but it's not just their payroll. They're the third best minor league system in baseball, according to Baseball America, and they haven't been out of the top 10. I mean, you go back the last 5 years, they're in the top 10 every year in prospect rankings. So it's not just that the Dodgers are spending money at the big league level. They're developing talent at the minor league level, too. They're doing great in international scouting. They're doing great in everything. And I've talked to people in baseball about the Dodgers that actually work in the game in front offices. And I've talked to multiple people in multiple organizations about the Dodgers. And nobody's jealous of the Dodgers at all. They're like, they just do it right. They've got a knack right now for doing it right. And that's why I brought up relegation yesterday, because if you're not going to spend the money, which owners clearly aren't going to do in some markets, and you're not going to be competitive, well, then you don't deserve to be in Major League Baseball. And instead of complaining about the Dodgers spending more money than everybody else, as an owner of a franchise, you should go out there and spend more money and make your team better. Because the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets and all these teams, they're not stopping. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I know Harper's always kind of been that guy. He's kind of been like an old soul since he was young. I always compare him to LeBron because they were like promised prodigies that actually like panned out. Like LeBron, I was watching play high school basketball, like, oh my God, this guy's going to do something. Hello. He's 40 years old. Bryce Harper and Little League in Las Vegas, or not Little League, but high school in Las Vegas is hitting home runs and blowing kisses to the pitcher. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. Hilarious. Hits a home run, blows a kiss to the pitcher when he comes around home plate. Fight breaks out.
You haven't seen him do anything remotely close to that.
And then obviously Harper at the home run derby a few years back, chest lettuce is out, the American flag bandana in his home stadium, puts on a show, wins the whole damn thing. But I agree. I mean, we kind of take the same mentality with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they always get this. Like, Mahomes is so good. It's like, you can complain or you can do something about it, because complainers find themselves always behind, whereas like the winners, they tend to figure out, they either get tired of losing, and they try to figure out something to kind of like buck the trend, right?
Or change rules in the NFL, because that's what we're doing in the NFL, right? We can't beat the Chiefs, so we're trying to change the rules to prevent the Chiefs from being good, which I think is they want to do in baseball. Look, I am a salary cap fan for baseball. I'll be honest with you. I think that is the right way to go because it works. I mean, the NBA the NHL to an extent, and the NFL all have some sort of salary cap to put everybody at the same level.
And the NBA is just like kind of like a BS excuse of a salary cap.
It is,
like,
but why can't you have that in baseball?
Well, you could.
You know, you
totally
have your
could.
BS excuse of a salary cap where you can pay 3 or 4 guys a
think it's
max
what,
contract, right?
Three guys
Was
a
it
max
3 guys with a
contract?
max contract on your roster?
It used to be. The new CBA that came out 2 years ago, it's much stricter. We're about to see the effects of it this year. You're not going to see super teams anymore in the NBA. So
You're
the
not?
salary cap has
Good.
stepped up.
Are you a fan of that?
Yes,
course you
absolutely.
are.
Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Well, that would kind of affect the Celtics a little
It
bit.
is going to affect the Celtics.
Well,
Because they got Brown and Tatum on max deals.
They're going to have to figure out Holiday. They can't pay all those guys.
So why can't we do
Porzingis.
something like that in baseball and have a max deal or 2 max deals or
awesome.
3 max deals in baseball where you can't make any more money if you go to another organization than you can make if you stay? And if you have 3 of those contracts to pass out in baseball, hey, why not? I mean, that's a good thing to have. So maybe there is a way around it. Maybe they will get some sort of salary cap. I'm just not counting on it right now. But if we're not going to put a salary cap in, the players need to suggest relegation as well, because that's the only thing that's going to wake owners up when you hit them in the pocketbook. And not enough owners are getting hit in the checkbook right now and losing enough money. They're just putting bad products out there and hoping fans show up.
St. Louis is losing some money. That owners.
You know, you brought that up to me last week, and I thought you had a pretty good point. I was like, yeah, the best fans in baseball can't show up when they're losing. You're like, no, they're actually the best fans in baseball because they're sticking it to the owner.
They are.
And they're sticking it to the owner altogether, too.
It also helps that they have a dynamite hockey team right now, the Blues. And like my buddy in St. Louis is like, well, they've won at the time. He's like, they've won 10 in a row. They're in sync. It's amazing to watch. And everybody just, when it gets ready to be a Blues game, we all get locked in and we're all texting each other like, here we go. Let's get on the ice.
But go back and look at when they won the Cup in 18 or 19. I guarantee you the Cardinals were selling out.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you the crowds in 18 and 19. When I can't remember which year the Blues won the Cup. It was 18 or 19. But go back and look at the attendance for the Cardinals that year. I guarantee you it was at 30,000 fans per game. They were going in there.
No, they're pissed.
They are. Good for them, honestly. I mean, you don't see it a lot where people say, we're not going to the games. And over there, when they don't go to the games, that's a big deal because they're normally sold out and everybody's going to the baseball game. But that's not the case. So I give them credit. They're not happy with the product. There you go.
Yeah, ownership made 0 moves in the offseason to acquire.
Right.
Obviously, Goldschmidt goes to New York, and they keep Arenado. They did not trade Arenado. He hits a home run opening day and then, gives the ear to the fans. Their GM said he's going to step down after this year.
Which he is, and that's fine, yeah.
And then their owner is, officially in the doghouse and has not been given even a remotely sign of light from the fan bases. They're just like, we're not going.
Yeah.
Like, we know where it hurts the most. We'll watch on TV. They don't get that. Well, I get some of it, but like where they get the most of it is when we park, when we sit and we pie inside the park. And if you really are a true fan base to each other, everybody stays out. Everybody just says, you know what? We're into this together. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Once they see this, things will change. Because St. Louis has always kind of been that like mid to upper mid market. I kind of consider them finer diner when it comes to baseball, where they always tend to have teams. Like you go back to the early 2000s, Roland, Edmonds, Pujols,
Yeah,
all
but
those
there
guys.
was a big stretch after 87 when they went to the World Series. They were not good until the Tony La Russa got there in the early 90s, and then they turned it around.
McGuire that
got
kind of restarted
McGuire
that.
and got everybody excited and whatnot, and that kind of bounced them forward. And then they won 2 championships with Tony La Russa.
Ray Langford's your best player. You've got problems.
I would love Ray Langford. He's a great role player back in the day. But yeah. I mean, it wasn't like it is. Well, like it was, but they're not going to the games, and I support fans that don't go to the games, because if it's a bad product, the cost of going and the time that's invested in that, you're asking a lot. And if you're not putting out a good product, why should we go and support that product? So I actually give those guys a lot of credit over there for not going to the games, because they can walk around and go, oh, we're the best fans in baseball. We're going to go watch bad baseball and waste our money. They're not doing that. The games and attending games have gotten so expensive that when a team is bad, it's fine to stay away. You don't have to spend your hard-earned money on that.
Yeah, at some point the team has to earn it too.
Yeah. They do. Yep. Just because you're there and you're doing your game doesn't mean we have to go. And the TV stuff, they can watch all they want. That's a sunk cost already, right? Like they've already got that money. It is hitting them in the pocketbook because they own all those parking garages around the stadium. You get all that parking money, you get the ticket money, the food money, all of that. Like that's money they're not getting right now. And I applaud the fans for doing that, man. I think more fan bases should step it up and say, you know what, if this is a bad product, I ain't going.
If you guys want a little bit more juice on a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday, we just got a notification on X from Markel. Jack Haggleon posted on his IG story a picture of 3 bats, all torpedo bats.
Good.
So
good.
That's there. Someone on the text line also asked, what are Cole Ragans' odds to be Cy Young as of right now? Plus 700. That's third best.
Behind?
I just had it, but it's that Scooble guy's there.
Scooble, but
he's number 1.
Yeah.
Garrett Crochet's number 2.
Okay.
Logan Gilbert is 3, and Cole Ragans is 4.
So he's 4.
Yep, that's your top 4. So Scooble plus 300. Garrett Crochet's at 330. Logan Gilbert's at 650. Cole Ragans plus 700.
Is this going to be like the MVP race that no matter what he does, he's not going to be able to overtake Tarek Scooble because he's going into the season as the ace?
I mean,
or as the top, odds guy.
We'll see. I mean, Scooble pitched well yesterday.
He was really good yesterday.
It was also 12 degrees in that game. It looked miserable.
I mean, nobody wanted to be there. That's awful. Game. The Cleveland game, that game, New York putting, the game at noon yesterday because it's 0 degrees. What are we doing?
That's right. Coming up on the other side, Binkley. But before we get to Binkley.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday poll question on the Fan 965 from the Fescoe and Dusty poll. Which one do you prefer, egg salad sandwich or pimento cheese sandwich? You better believe we get into Masters talk with Binkley, but also he has a local kid going to the Chiefs in round 1. We discuss next on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
I know you're probably waking up this morning thinking about finances, going, what can we do to save a few bucks? Well, I've got an answer for you. How about getting a break on your house payment for a couple of months? You'd like that as well, right? Well, Golden Oak Lending is here to help. Make no payments for 2 months when you tap into your growing home equity and put that cash to work for you at Golden Oak Lending, because Golden Oak is helping people save money every single month. The average cash out customer with Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month, and you could save even more than that. So get Golden Oak on the phone right now and take that free mortgage checkup. I love talking to the guys and gals over at Golden Oak Lending. We do it about twice a year just to find out where we are and if our mortgage is still great. And they'll say, yeah, you're in a good spot. Or they'll say, hey, we got a mortgage that's better than what you're in right now. Let's talk about refinancing. So have that conversation with Golden Oak Lending. Tell them where you are in your financial life and where you want to go, and they're going to help you get there. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. Just give them a call at 913-890-GOLD. And if you want to do it online, you can do it as well with Zipline, their online lending tool. Just go to goldenoaklending.com. Better yet, call them today. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The deals are hot, hot, hot this weekend at Hy-Vee. This Friday through Sunday, for 3 days only, the deals are on fire. Get boneless, skinless chicken breasts, $2.99 a pound. 24-pack Hy-Vee water, $1.99. Red Baron frozen pizza, $2.99 each. And Coca-Cola 6-packs, just $3.69. Check out our low everyday prices on thousands of items. Stock up and save big this Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
There's nothing better than breakfast at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. They have fresh, made-to-order breakfast entrees crafted with the highest quality ingredients, like Hy-Vee's famous biscuits and gravy, sunrise breakfast burrito, the brioche French toast, sweet cream pancakes, omelets, skillets, and more, all served with a side of fresh and crispy hash browns. Kids 5 and under always eat free, and they serve 6 to 11 a.m. on Monday through Friday and 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Mornings just got a whole lot brighter with breakfast at Hy-Vee Market Grill.
When I wake up The best mornings in the morning light, start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com. If the exterior of your home or business needs a facelift, trust the guys at CertaPro Painters like we did. They're local and they get the job done right the first time. CertaPro Painters take care of every little detail, and I can't wait to finally be proud of the outside of my home. So if you're feeling like your home or business needs that facelift, schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Call and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side inbound to I-70, a little slow around Noland. 470 westbound, starting to get heavy as you make your way past View High Drive over towards Raytown Road. Report of a stalled off to the right shoulder. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
It's time for the College Football Report with Jay Binkley.
I'm still not sure I'm not Dusty's dad, but regardless.
On your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. Wednesday, 6:45. You heard him yesterday on the drive. I don't know if he's doing the drive again today.
But he was yesterday. I heard him yesterday doing the drive, and he was all lathered up about the draft. Him and Rob Brenton were arguing about whether or not it's a sporting event.
Oh, again,
going strong. Still going strong. Well, WIP, our sister station, had this poll up this morning, and I want to bring it up to you guys. Are you excited for the NFL draft in 15 days? A, very excited. B, a little excited. C, not excited. And the poll results will say, after 711 votes so far, the majority of fans at 42.5% are a little excited about the NFL draft, very excited 34%, and not excited 22.9%. I imagine if you're a bad team, you're excited about the draft, but if you're a team like the Chiefs or the Eagles or somebody like that that consistently wins, you're not as excited about the draft. But you should be, because that's where we, build all our talent. That's how we grow our roster and whatnot. So I understand why people aren't truly excited about it, but Jay Binkley's excited about the draft, Dusty. You should have heard him with Rob Brenton yesterday. They were fighting on the air.
Love it. Binkley, 2 questions. 1, did you see Paige Spiranek in her green jacket? And 2, are you really sure the Chiefs really might have a chance of taking Luther Burden at pick 31?
Oh, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. But yes, I talked a lot of mock yesterday, a lot of draft, and people were loving it. People love the draft. People said they didn't know who Mel Kiper was, and I think they're idiots because that's not true. Paige Spiranek, Dusty, was actually a topic yesterday, and I brought you up as well.
Oh.
I said every time I turn on X, Paige pops out to me. And people took it in several different directions, what I meant by that. But they called me an old man and a creep and stuff like that. So some of the texters were, "You're a creep, dude." And then most of them were, "You're awesome, Bink. She's 32 years old. She's so hot. I didn't know who she was, but wow." So, yeah, that's kind of the mixed reaction. I'd say 75 to 80% positive, and 20% wives grab their husband's phone, texted in what an idiot I am.
So let me ask you this. This is what got people to think you were a creep?
Well, it was one thing, Bob, but this was, just because I thought she was hot, and this is a reason to like golf. I said Paige Spiranac is a huge reason. I like watching Jack Haggleon home runs, and I like watching Paige Spiranac bounce around the course.
Yeah, she'll teach you how to hit a 60-degree green side. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
So, Jay, is the Masters a bigger event than the draft?
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. No, but I do have some pimento cheese for sandwiches. We're having a Masters party this weekend. So it is a big deal. It's a big deal in my world. I like sports and all that, but it's not the draft. Let's not get crazy.
All right, so let's Dusty teased that you got a local kid coming to the Kansas City Chiefs. Who are they drafting?
Luther Burden, and this was a fun decision. Luther Burden's kind of been all over the place, and the possibilities of him kind of being at the end of the first round or in the second round. Mel Kiper, the guru, the mock daddy, put him in the second round. And there's more and more people that have him sliding to the second round. So there is the possibility, because we use Pro Football Focus's mock draft systems, what Chris and I use, just to kind of get a litmus test of who's taking who and who's still going to be available, so we're not just grabbing everybody we want. But Derek Harmon was there, my favorite defensive tackle. And Chris and I had this big-time conversation, like, what are we going to do? Because Luther Burden's sitting there. And the way I've said it is, if Luther Burden is still there, that's who I'm going with. I'm always for team offense with this team, although I was resigned to, hey, defensive tackle is the deepest in this draft. If there's a defensive tackle there, that's a better player. But we never thought Luther Burden would be there. And then we had the decision. If he's there, which direction you go? And we went Luther Burden. That helps the Chiefs more than everybody in the world mocking an Ohio State tackle to the Chiefs, which is not going to happen. But Fescoe and Mel Kiper decided, hey, let's put an Ohio State tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs in our mocks yesterday. What a joke.
Well, you're so, on this one about the tackle and Kiper and Fescoe and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I want to know the Beach draft history of Ohio State. You remember when Beach? I still play that audio, Bob.
Yeah.
And I've got the audio right there, kind of at the top of my folder there. You remember when he came on about the Big Ten and all that, right?
Right. They cheat in their 40-yard dash, basically, is what we gathered, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right under Big Ten sheets in my file. And then you got to put together which team he's talking about.
What file?
But here's the deal. It's definitely not Southern. We know that they've drafted Michigan. They've drafted Purdue. They're doing that. But Ohio State's that team they haven't done. When Ohio State had their pro day, Chiefs didn't have anybody there. They had it the same day as the LSU pro day. I get it. But there's some tangible players I could still see going to the Chiefs. I mean, their running back situations with Keyshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson, maybe that's an option. They did bring in an Ohio State player for their top 30 visits, but they haven't really gone that direction. You got to trust the numbers because these numbers are so fudged when it comes to the draft the combine and these pro days. Like Will Campbell, one of the better, probably the best left tackle in the draft from LSU. His hands grew an inch. His arms grew an inch between the combine and pro day. It's amazing how that happens. Jalen Milroe's hands got bigger between the combine and the pro day. It's amazing how these things happen and what you can trust and what you can't. Half these guys, the big-time players they go through the pro days, but they don't do the individual testing. Austin Genty, the best running back in the draft, he didn't run the 40. He didn't run the vertical. He didn't do the broad jump. He ran between pylons at his pro day. Travis Hunter, as much as I like Travis Hunter, and he didn't run a 40. He ran receiver routes, which is interesting because there was no defensive routes that Travis Hunter ran. But this is the way it's getting. More and more guys skipping the combine or cherry-picking the events they're doing. So what do you trust and what do you don't trust? NFL teams are the big losers when it comes to this because they draft guys and they get a lemon. They get a damaged product. And I'll give Xavier Restrepo of Miami is a good example. He's the receiver down there that set the Miami record in yards and catches. So he goes and runs the 40, and it's in the 4.7s and the 4.8s. And all of a sudden, I mean, he cost himself a lot in the draft. Even though you think about Miami and all the great receivers that came out of there, he's the best of the best. He cost himself some money, but you know what, though? That's an advantage for the NFL teams because you're not drafting a guy you think is great, and then all of a sudden you find out he's slow as me when he gets to the combine or gets to the team.
So is this the Veach comment?
Well, listen, I mean, so here's the thing. So I can't say because I don't want to, have my guys barred from ever entering again. So, I can't say teams, but if you want me, the closest I can give you is just double check those times on those Big Ten schools, all right? That's all I'll say.
That's exactly it. Hey, well, man. Call from Rob yesterday about 10:30. So we'll see what happens. We do have a draft special this Thursday night.
Oh,
and Matt McMullen from Chiefs.com is in there with us. We've got another one coming on the 10th, and I've got an NFL.com, a super mocker.
So,
and by the way, guys, if you want to get crazy with the mocks, they grade their accuracy.
Oh,
like they look at who was the most accurate mocker last year. Mel Kiper, the Mac Daddy of them all, finished 16th. There was 15 better mockers than Mel.
Who was number one?
It was somebody I've really never heard of from something like the Times Union. But Peter Schrager was number 2 from, of course, NFL Network.
No, he's
and
ESPN
now
now.
ESPN.
Yeah. Where were you on that list?
The mockers. I was not on the list. You're a creep, dude.
What?
You're a creep, dude.
Oh, sorry. Just asked a question.
No, it's fun. But yesterday I was talking mock, and people were like, we don't even know who Mel Kiper is. 90% of the people don't know who he is.
Well, that's a soundbite from back in the day. That's Bill Polian, No, that's Bill Polian back in the day, Jay, saying that nobody knows who Mel Kiper is when he had a sister in Burlington Junction, Missouri, who said that they should have drafted the fat kid. And I don't even know who Mel Kiper is. It went into this whole tirade about that. So,
well, if you're a sports fan, you don't know who Mel Kiper is. You probably need to look it up.
I thought his name was Draftula. You never see him in daylight. He's only in the dark. He looks like he drinks blood for a living and hates garlic. Binkley, we'll see you.
Todd, let me tell you about his 40. You're a creep, dude.
Binkley, I love you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, fellas.
I have no idea what just happened there.
I don't either, man.
It was great.
Todd.
I mean, he was on fire today. Like, if you're Mel Kiper, you better stay away from Binkley.
No doubt about it. He has steel. He has garlic. And he has a lot of sunshine in his life, so stay away from that guy. Coming up on the other side, one guy got fired yesterday, so did his GM, and it sent all of us into a frenzy, and I don't understand it. Maybe Matt can help me out. 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, my front lawn I look at every day now, and I just smile because I know how good it's starting to look, and I know that I've got the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control to thank for the way that my lawn is already starting to look, because for years I've tried to get my lawn to look good. And you know what? I have failed miserably at that, right? So I'm like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of wasting money. I'm tired of wasting my time. I'm going to call the folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And they came out last week. They did that first cut. They put the pre-emergent down. They put the first round of fertilizer down. And it's already starting to take shape and look awesome. And I can't wait for the pest control side of things as well, because in about a month or so, we're going to be outside all the time. And we don't want to get eaten by mosquitoes or fleas or ticks for the dog or anything like that. So Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to come out and put that mosquito dome over the house. And they're going to protect our yard from all of those pests that nobody wants to deal with. Right now at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, you can get a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. And they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and the pest control. So get in touch with them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
If you've been thinking about losing weight and you're not sure how to get it done, let me tell you why Awaken 180's weight loss at-home program is the correct choice for you. First off, no medications, no gym, no calorie counting. Sticking to the system is what worked for me. I had a weight loss goal in mind of 30 pounds. I am only a couple of pounds away officially from that weight loss goal. I've lost 24 pounds thanks to Awaken 180's at-home program. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com, because I know you got questions. If you got questions for me, you can ask that as well. This will be the last time you have to lose weight. That's the goal, right? With their free support for life after you reach your weight loss goal, that is something that you can do at Awaken 180. I know it's a difficult decision figuring out what the best system is for you. Find out why it works so well for me. Don't waste any more time and make the decision I made at Awaken 180. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Do you know a coach who goes above and beyond? The Royals, the CU and the Major Leagues Foundation, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City are recognizing those impactful men and women. Nominate your high school coach at royals.com/coaches with character.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-ins are for the whole family. Men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. On the Kansas side, 635 southbound slow now from Gibbs down towards I-35. Money-back guarantees and parts and labor warranties mean you aren't just buying products, you are securing your investment. For a limited time, receive a free furnace when you purchase an AC. Schedule your complimentary proposal online at anthonyphc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
What's up, KC? This is Matt Quattrero. On your way home from the ballpark, make sure to listen to Vern's postgame show right here on 96.5 The Fan. I will not be listening.
96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Diving right back into it here on 96.5 The Fan. Welcome to your Wednesday morning. It is going to be a gorgeous day.
It looks cloudy out there right about now.
That's fine. That sun will come out and burn all those clouds away.
Let's go, baby. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to just to have the beautiful sun, warm days. Like, not the sunny days and you walk outside and you freeze like the last couple of days. Like, let's walk outside and sweat.
Yeah, just play the song Waiting on a Sunny Day from The Rising by Bruce Springsteen.
Great album.
One of the deep cuts of the best from the Boss.
Do you consider that a deep cut? Because I consider that entire album number one hits. But that's just me.
Right. I mean, that
was just such a hell of an album, man.
Yeah, it probably strikes a little bit closer to home for you than most, too.
I mean, you could see those towers from my parents' neighborhood. Like, so, yeah, it does.
Yeah, that album is awesome.
I remember flying into New York 4 days after 9/11. And
I'm surprised you were able to fly in there that
soon. We were one of the first flights after 9/11 to land.
Dude. Like, no way am I doing that.
And we landed from the north, and I remember being on the left side of the plane looking out and just seeing, like...
Nothing.
No, fire, smoke, everything that was still going on. I just remember being on that plane and try to picture the quietest moment you've ever been in your entire life. And that's the way that plane was. There wasn't a word being said. Nobody was moving. Everybody was just looking out those windows going, oh my God. Like it was a surreal experience landing in Newark Airport that day. I'll never forget that as long as I live. And so, yeah, that album, The Rising, it is personal. I'll say that. It is personal. And that's okay.
That's what it's built from.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, he's from Jersey. He's up there. And there's the Nothing Man, Lonesome Day, The Rising's Waiting on a Sunny Day, My City of Ruins, You're Missing. Good Lord. Keep going
the whole album is just fantastic. Like, if you haven't sat down, I remember when he did his first concert after 9/11, it was at Kemper Arena. And, people were mad that, like, all he's doing is playing this new album. Like, the tour is called The Rising Tour. You knew this was going to be the case going in. If you didn't do your homework and listen to the album ahead of time, that's on you. But I just remember he's not doing and he did play this stuff. The hits of course. You got to give the people what they want. But at that point in time, he was debuting that new album, and it was unbelievable.
The last thing I'll say about this conversation is, if you want to see something impressive, go watch "Waiting on a Sunny Day" live in Barcelona. It's from 2001. An entire country that speaks Spanish sings that entire song in English, and at one point he just shuts up and lets the crowd play it. In sync, word for word, clear as day.
That's awesome.
Every word is
Usually,
sick.
I don't like that. When the singer stops and the crowd goes in, I'm like, I'm paying to see you, not hear Joe next to me. But I'm interested in that actually to see.
I'll send it to you guys.
How that kind of goes. In the break, you were talking about Will Venable, the White Sox manager, celebrating his first major league win, getting doused with champagne. A couple weeks ago or however long it's been now. I'm like, that's cool. I'm all for it, because you could be like this guy, Mike McDonald, and get fired yesterday. 5 of the last 7 NBA championship head coaches have been fired.
Nuts, dude. That
league sucks, man. It really does.
I sent it to Mac and Drew almost immediately when Shams broke it. And I was like, it's past April 1st, so I know this wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
I was put off by it because, I like to root for Denver. I don't really root for OKC as a close local team, but, love watching Jokic play. Christian Brown, local kid. Michael Porter Jr. went to Mizzou for about a half a minute and then into the league.
Yeah, played 10 games. Yeah.
Did he play that many at Mizzou?
I think it was 10. Yeah.
Because then he got hurt against Kansas, and then he was out for the majority of the year, then tried to come back. But yeah, they fired their coach yesterday, plus their GM.
How many games are left in the regular season?
There's 3 for them.
3, right? 3 games.
And they're what, the 4 or 5?
They're right in there. It's so close. It
Because
changes
they're right
every
there with
day.
the Lakers, and they just lost last night to OKC. But yeah, that's nuts, man. They just right before the playoffs, and I tried to give it to Mac this morning before I let him cook on this topic. It's like if in 2 years from now, it's week 16 and the Eagles fire Sirianni.
Right.
It's not like a week 8, things are going sour. There's 3 games left until the playoffs start, and
you've already got a spot in the playoffs clinched, and you're getting your coach fired.
And you just won a title.
Right.
So Mac thinks it might go back to a certain audio clip that he found this morning about why this guy might be fired.
Oh, sorry. Let me get
It's okay.
I got it. Can I play it, or does it not work on my
Because we're
thing?
waiting.
Each guy got to look themselves in the mirror and start coming to each respective game with the proper mindset and have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight.
How do you feel like they took that?
I don't really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are foolish won't hear it. They'll say, Coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. So
No, they just went to their boss and cried.
Concerned with how they took that message. My thing is being honest with how we just played.
I hope Denver gets bounced in the first round. Screw them, man. You're mad at your coach, so you went and complained, basically, is what I'm gathering out of all of that. If you're not playing well, play better. I mean, that's Gen Z loser ball.
Who did that on that team? Because Jokic wouldn't do that. Russell Westbrook wouldn't do that. Jamal Murray wouldn't do that.
I could
Christian
see Russell
Brown wouldn't
How
do
do you
that.
know Russell Westbrook wouldn't do that? That guy sucks.
Because he's lucky to be on it.
He sucks for reasons that are not related to that at all. He's one of the hardest workers in the NBA. I'm a Russell Westbrook hater. Day one. One of my first sports takes when I was 13. Russell Westbrook sucks at basketball.
One of my first sports takes when I was 13 is Yogi Berra is pretty good behind the plate, guys. He ought to play more. Get that Bill Dickey out the way.
Yeah, so Russell Westbrook is not a guy who's going, hey, this guy's saying I should watch. No, he's
who knows,
no
man?
chance.
The athletes
No
today
chance.
complain about everything. They don't like the way the coach is treating them. They go and complain. But it just goes to show you
that does scream Michael Porter Jr. though.
It does. I mean,
of
course. I know, but what also that screams to you though is the NBA head coach is the most useless job in professional sports today. There is like the first base coach brings more to the equation than the NBA head coach does. It does. It does. The NBA head coach is a useless position in sports. They just fire these guys all the time. Every year they're replacing coaches. I mean, look, 5 of the last 7 NBA champions have fired their coach. That's insane, man.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Like, that is wild. It just goes to show you, unless you're like Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra or Pat Riley back in the day, another good NBA. These guys are vagabonds. They should never buy a house. They should always rent. And they're telling you, you're not a valued position because they just go through coaches like I do toilet paper. I mean, it's insane. There is no more worthless job in professional sports than an NBA head coach because 90% of the players aren't watching you, listening to you, paying attention to you. The other 10%, whatever. And then you're out there just talking to yourself most of the time. I mean, that job, man, that's a useless job.
I think when the playoffs start, it gets pretty useful. It's really important.
So it's similar to like MLB managers.
Yeah.
The narrative.
yeah.
That's just, I'm not saying that's
completely
usually,
agree.
but like that's the narrative. Like our own boss is like, yeah, the MLB manager, he said this before. He's like, they're irrelevant until the playoffs. And then you got to be situational. You've got to understand.
I mean, exactly the same.
Did you, I know you weren't, maybe you were yesterday. Were you watching the Mets Marlins at all yesterday?
No.
Okay. So that game's on. And it's, I don't know, it was like a 3-run lead maybe for the Marlins, or I don't remember what the score was at this point in time. But the Mets had 2 guys on. They had second and third and 1 out. And Juan Soto was coming up to the plate, right? So and Pete Alonso's on deck. The manager, whoever that idiot is for Florida, decides to walk Juan Soto intentionally and pitch to Pete Alonso, who is one of the hottest players in baseball right now.
And gone.
Hang on. 1 out. Now the bases are loaded, okay? Double play gets you out of the inning. What does the manager do? He plays the infield in. Not even a double. So you loaded the bases to set up the double play, then you played the infield in, and then Pete Alonso gaps one and clears the bases, and you end up losing the game. But those are instances right there that you look at, you go, that guy's too stupid to be even a Major League Baseball manager. You walk Juan Soto to get to the hottest bat in the game, and then to set up the double play, and then you bring the infield in? That makes no sense on any level whatsoever. At all. And so NBA coaches, to me, like, I just think guys are so talented. They look at NBA coaches as basically, somebody who can manage the players, right? Manage the attitudes. Like Ned was great at that. Managing the egos. Joe Torre was great at that. I think that's where a Major League Baseball manager and a basketball coach are at their best. They got to manage those egos. And if you're not managing those egos, you serve no purpose.
Text line says the players quit on Malone.
For sure.
And that Jokic signed off on this.
Well, there's no doubt Jokic had to have signed off on this. I'm just saying he's not a guy who's going to the owner and saying, Malone's making me mad. He's saying I should watch film, and he's being mean to me. That's not Nikola Jokic.
No, he'd be like, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, exactly. He dies. No, that's exactly right. No, 100%.
Now get out of the way. The horses are racing.
Yeah,
exactly.
but you're not doing your job. And he got to the point where he was tired of talking to these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he just let it all hang out there in front of the media, probably ultimately got him fired. But he exposed those players, man. He's like, there's only so much I can do. If you're not willing to put in the work, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can only help yourself, man.
One of the 3 teams in the West with a winning record against teams above 500.
And who is the interim manager? Coach?
Coach? Who is it? Michael Porter Jr. or Senior?
Heard of him.
Yeah, it'll be Michael. Yeah, it will be.
LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball is coming in to coach that team?
Yeah.
No, I mean, what the bullpen catcher ranks up there as a useless job. You know,
I'd love to have it.
Oh, God. It'd be fun. I don't
great.
know, man. You can pitches thrown at you by all day, and,
That's all right.
Yeah,
just wear an extra padded glove.
I don't think they make a lot of money being the bullpen catcher. And I think they're also like high school gym teachers. But they do that kind of stuff too. Maybe it's changed since back in the day. But those guys would have like day jobs and they go sit in the bullpen and drink beer and catch the bullpen as they warmed up. But I mean, the NBA coach, you're not long for this world, man. You're just not.
Some people might find this next topic as useless conversation, but here's one for you. Without bats, we wouldn't have tequila. Tequila comes from the agave plant, which they pollinate. Coming up on the other side, egg salad sandwich, peach ice cream sandwiches, pimento cheese sandwiches, and it's time to let go of a legend and embrace something that could be born after this weekend. It is the Masters.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it may not be snowing anymore, but that doesn't mean you're not going to have car trouble. It doesn't mean you're not going to get into a car accident. It doesn't mean your car isn't going to break down. Or maybe you just lock your keys in your car. Anytime you have car trouble, you need to call my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow. I want you to keep their number handy, 816-779-4TOW. Put that number in your phone right now, and then forget about it. But when you do get into car trouble, you'll know exactly who to call, 816-779-4TOW. Or at southlandtow.com. It was about a year ago. We had a tire blown out. Called Jay Southland Tow about 5:20 on a Friday. They came out by 6 o'clock. We were on our way and ready to go. These folks come out as soon as you call them. You don't have to stand around and wait for an insurance company to send somebody out. When something happens to your car, call Jay Southland Tow, 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, and Tammy from the Weston, it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Living with chronic joint pain is like trying to get comfortable on a cactus sofa. Nothing feels good. And forget trying to do the things you enjoy this spring, like golfing, hiking, and tennis. You're just trying to get by. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Kansas City are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. They've already treated tens of thousands of patients around the country with regenerative treatments that help calm that debilitating joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, and your back. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. The consultation is totally free, and they're happy to take a look to see if they can help you finally get the relief that you deserve. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
In downtown, 35 northbound slows past 12th Street, where construction takes away the right lane. Inbound I-70, getting a little heavy around Noland, and off again, on again, slow out past the Blue Ridge cutoff. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Guys, I'll do my best to keep my pants on, but it's finally here.
Hey, you do you, man. You want to drive around with no muffler and no pants, you go for it.
Better believe it.
Who am I to tell you no? You put ketchup all over that hot dog.
Well,
you put mayo on that hot dog.
That was the other guy.
I'm looking at Mac now.
He goes raw dog.
I like some mayonnaise. I can do some ketchup.
That's absolutely disgusting.
What about tartar sauce on your hot dog?
Oh. Pass.
Yeah, so Masters Week has arrived. It's always Wednesday. Last night they had the dinner. I don't know if you saw the group photo or not, but Phil Mickelson looks like he was on a cocaine bender.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh, his face alone has gone viral of how he just always looks like a lizard. Like he just looks like a creep.
He's always kind of sweaty looking.
Yeah, because he's always gambling, losing money that he doesn't have, and drinking straight black coffee and hitting bombs. He sucks.
Why do people get mad that he took all that money then? You know, if he has none, right?
Well, that's why, yeah. You go look up the Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson gambling story. It's like $10,000 a game in ping pong. It's nuts, dude.
Dude, those
Till
guys,
like 1 o'clock in the morning, just going back and forth. Like, Phil, you wanted to run it back? You're down 20 grand. Run it back. Push it.
Like all of these guys that are in professional sports, professional athletes, we'll call them for lack of a better term, they're competitive in everything. They want to kick your ass at like eating a bagel faster than you, and they'll wager on everything.
Sounds like
because
my life.
That's how competitive they are. That's why they're the best at their sports, because they're constantly in competition with everybody else. And they never think it's good enough. Michael Jordan.
Yeah. So if you want, here's a minute and 58 seconds of just pure greatness.
Even to this day, driving on Magnolia Lane.
It's where all the great players have driven.
The trees that wrap around the clubhouse are wonderful sights.
This is Bobby Jones's home and place.
Their house, with its cupola and walls of masonry 2 feet thick, was charming.
Oh, wow! Arnold Palmer is the Masters champion.
You feel the past everywhere you go here.
An iconic place is second to none.
General Eisenhower's great contribution to the popularity of the game of golf.
This unique
and well-conditioned golf course inspired superb play and much excitement.
One of the epic performances.
Extremely excited to announce the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship.
松山英樹、マスターズを勝ちました。There it is, a win for the ages.
The greatest tradition I've been a part of is being a part of the Champions Dinner. The history and going back in time to hear the stories, you're going back 60 and 70 years.
The return to glory.
It's just a life-changing experience, and I really plan to represent this jacket the way that others have before me, and they've set a really high bar.
And there it is, a new Masters record in history here at Augusta.
We stayed in the Crow's Nest, which is third floor of the main clubhouse there.
The tradition of staying at the Crow's Nest, it was great fun in that year. It was something I'll never forget.
Bob Jones wanted that from the inception of the club.
It seemed that this land had been lying here for years, just waiting for someone to lay a golf course upon it.
R.I.P. to the one and only Bobby Jones there, the co-creator of that course. There's that beautiful sound of that piano as you can picture Magnolia Lane as it is the Masters. And this is why I'm sure
CBS.
A lot of you are probably annoyed, but if you're not a golf fan, I apologize for the next 25 minutes. I don't apologize for the next 15 minutes.
This is the Masters. This is something that everybody should embrace,
this
man.
Is you're damn
part of
right.
America.
You're damn right. It is the official start of spring.
Yep.
If you're in your office, you're driving through your car.
If this is in the fall, it just doesn't hit the same way.
And it did one year when they had COVID. They
That's
just switched
right.
the season. Everybody, this doesn't feel right. Why doesn't it feel right? Because it's not the introduction to spring. You woke up this morning, 55 degrees outside. You'll go home today and you'll watch so much greatness that is like the
Is today the
build-up.
par 3?
It is. And there's always something that happens. Like there's going to be a shot. The one I always remember is when Jack Nicklaus's son hit the hole-in-one right with his dad on the par 3.
He couldn't handle the truth.
Yeah, and it was the Golden Bear, his son. He hits a hole-in-one on the par 3. You see like all these golfers that, when they started were 20, 21, 22, whatever they were, and now they've got little munchkins running around. You get to see the leaderboard that is the classic big white board. It is the greatest golf event outside of the Ryder Cup. We always have a group debate, like, what do you get more excited for, the Ryder Cup or the Masters? I still think I'm going to go to the Ryder Cup this year. I'm going to try to pull some strings to see if I can get there. It's in Bethpage Black up there in New York.
No, you're going.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You want to go. You need to go.
Right. We're working on it. And but no, this is why it's a tradition like any other. This is why Jim Nantz scripts out his final call on that Sunday, because he wants to get it right. I'm always against that, but when it's in this sort of situation, like your life is forever changed if you win this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching Hideki Matsuyama win it a few years back, and like overnight, his net worth just skyrocketed because in Japan, like all of a sudden they're like, all right, dude, you just won the Masters. Like, what do you want? You want this product? You want this product? You want this billboard? You want this building? You want this, whatever.
It's funny you bring him up today because I was reading an interview from Rob Manfred yesterday, and they were talking about playing games in Japan. And he said there's 56 million people, I think, in Japan. And he goes, and every one of them is a sports fan.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you do something great and you're of Japanese descent, you are a hero in that country. And that's so cool, man. I wish we had something like that here, but everywhere around the world, you do something special in sports, you are a folk hero. And in Japan, they were obviously talking about, Ohtani and the money that he's generated for Major League Baseball and the interest in continuing to play in Japan. But he said 56 million people live there, and all of them are sports fans. And that's what's really cool about something like the Masters. You see an entire country celebrate a victory.
Yeah. And I think when you think of the Masters, like, and I thought the text line brought this up, it's like the Four Nations tournament, right? Like, I'm a hand of God. I don't give a rip about hockey, but if it's something that's special and different, I will give it my attention.
That's where sports is headed, though, I think.
I always go back to when I first started, doing Royals games in production, and I would like tell Vern, I'm like, oh, did you see this shot? He'd be like, shut up. I've got it recorded. Don't tell me. I want to be surprised. Doesn't do that for anything else other than the Masters. It's just something that it's different. Everybody's kind of, built up for this thing. You hear the audio before the Crow's Nest where the amateurs stay, the Champions Dinner. Tiger wasn't there last night due to, please keep my privacy. Whatever.
He did not show last
He was
night.
not there.
Wow.
No. But again,
He didn't like the menu? Or?
No, he's in rehab for his Achilles.
Still.
Not anything else.
Show up.
Respect his privacy.
Okay.
And the other thing that's great is that there used to be the 4 legends that would tee up for everybody.
Yeah.
There was Jack, there was Arnie.
I always liked it when it was kind of foggy.
Yeah.
It was kind of romantic.
now there's 3. I don't know how many more we have left of the 3. There will eventually be 2, and then there will be 1, and then there will be none. Right. And everybody gets to kind of embrace that as you go through life with those golfers. And, it's cool that Watson's a part of that. You don't need to do it. Respect the golf clap, right? But no, and then
Watson,
I think the other thing, too, that comes with this and the Masters is that we just talked about with the guys that tee off and the guys that have always get the inaugural number 1 first shot of the tournament. Let's introduce them all, give them all their accolades, and then officially welcome to the Masters, now teeing off some Joe Schmo.
It's funny you bring those guys up because I was thinking over the weekend, just kind of reminiscing a little bit. I'm getting ready to be 48, and I'm thinking to myself, in sports terms, I was a child probably at the best time to be a sports fan in the world's history because you were exposed to all the pioneers who did stuff before. And now I'm living in an era where the athletes are the greatest of all time. I've kind of seen it all in my lifetime. So, all those guys that are teeing off, I remember watching them play on the PGA Tour. And you heard about those guys. Or in baseball, when I was a kid, I remember driving to KU. The day I drove to KU, Mickey Mantle died, right? So you had those memories and the stories of all the guys that came before that laid the groundwork for where we are today, kind of like a bridge generation in sports. And you mentioned all those guys. I would bet Mac never saw one of those guys play in a real golf tournament. Maybe you never even saw one of those guys play in a real PGA Tour golf tournament.
I only saw when Watson almost won. I think it was the either U.S. Open or it was the European Open or the Open. He was in contention till Sunday. He had the lead.
You're talking about recently.
Yeah. It was, I want to say it was almost
the British Open.
Open, yeah. And he fell apart on Sunday because he just couldn't hack it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was in the lead going into Sunday, and it was like, this is Tom freaking Watson.
Not that I was a huge golf fan growing up, but you turn the golf on, and Jack would be on the leaderboard. Tom Kite would be on the leaderboard. Gary Player, Fred Couples, Chichi Rodriguez. All those guys would be on that leaderboard, and that was the first real group of professional golfers that made an impact. And then obviously Tiger came along. So I just feel like I grew up in the best time because I had that bridge to the past, got to see a lot of the past through highlights and stuff like that, hearing about it. And now we're here today watching some of the best athletes of all time. And it really is, this Masters kind of ties all that together. It's kind of like, baseball did the Field of Dreams type of thing, You've got to celebrate the past. You've got to celebrate the romantic side of sports because it tugs on people's heartstrings right now. If you're not thinking about the Masters and spring and all that stuff that goes along with it, you just don't have that pulse in your body today.
And I'm glad you mentioned the Tiger thing because we talk about Gary Player and Arnold Palmer that's no longer there, Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson that will tee off first. Eventually you had to let those guys go. They weren't going to play anymore. And I think that's what you have to do with Tiger Woods. But you can always never forget one of the greatest moments in Masters history.
Here it comes. Oh, my goodness. In your life have you seen anything like that?
I will never forget where I was in that moment because obviously that clip is 3.5 minutes long because Tiger and Stevie take forever to figure out where to put the ball, where to hit it. And the whole time, poor Chris DeMarco, dude, almost had his first Masters. Wait 1 second. Tiger and DeMarco, and that's the 16th hole, and they'll always bring this up every Masters where he's just sitting shelf high. It's a double breaker downhill, and then Nike makes $20 million because that ball sits on the cup. You see the swish in the ball, and then it drops.
Yeah.
And then shout out Vern Lundquist, man. In your life, have you ever seen anything like that? And at the time and to this day, no. And then, of course, Tiger wins the Masters in 2019, and we brought it back together because that's the last time I think the golf community, of course, that happened at the Masters. That's the last major that he won. And now we're at a point where Tiger is not Tiger anymore. And I think it's tough in sports when you have iconic figures like this to kind of tell yourself to let that go. Tiger is never going to do that sort of stuff again. 2019 will be, in my opinion, the last major we see him win. Cannot stay healthy, is no longer part of the game. And I know it was tough.
I don't know if I've ever seen an athlete break down like Tiger Woods, Dusty.
It's tough. I mean, the swing, the lab, all the stuff he did throughout his life, it eventually just dissipated quicker than most. And that's okay, because like we had to move on from Jordan, and we had to we don't have to accept, but you had to know that like the torch was passed at the time to Kobe, and then Kobe retired, and all of a sudden here's LeBron, who did his thing in Miami, whether you liked it or not. But LeBron has now been that guy that's like the guy in the NBA, the current GOAT. He's not gonna be the GOAT. Jordan will always be that way. And then you see what Tiger did. You have all the moments, the major wins, the green jackets. And then you shift your focus over to what a sub story, not a sub, probably the biggest story, which is Rory McIlroy. And the reason why this is so important for him is because of three very important things. One is it would complete the career Grand Slam. Not a lot of guys can do that. Not a lot of guys will ever do that.
How are you not rooting for Rory then this weekend? Let's go. Get that taken care of.
The other one is he's never won the Masters. And for someone who is like Rory McIlroy, who I know is a competitive prick, like one Eric Bieniemy called Patrick Mahomes, like it eats him alive that he has yet to win this. Like knowing that there are probably 15 guys that go to that championship dinner where you're like, I know I'm better than those guys. I've won more majors than those guys. Won 4, never won the Masters, never completed the career Grand Slam. And as somebody, as we just mentioned, as you know, LeBron to Jordan or Jordan to LeBron, Rory was kind of that same way with him to Tiger. Like he was, you know,
is he getting too old to be that guy now?
He's only 36. Golf, you hit your golf prime between like 30 and 42. So he's still got juice left. He still pounds the golf ball further than most people on the tour. Also, Gary Woodland, pay attention to him this weekend. But no, I think it's okay to root for Rory. And because I think the third thing that's important for him to win this is that this is the time and moment that Rory needs to kind of do this, because you look back, it was a couple years ago, the PGA kind of ran him as a, you know, like a sheep, and they drug him through the mud with the LIV decision the PGA decision, and then overnight
he became the spokesman like unwillingly for that.
Well, because nobody else could step up. Tiger wasn't really playing, but he was kind of in control. Like he's the one that got the troops together, flew in, and had the meeting or whatever. And then Rory was the guy that at the time was the face of the PGA because he didn't jump. Whether you agree or disagree with his decision, that's not the narrative of this conversation. But Rory didn't do that, was drugged through the mud, and then all of a sudden, overnight, it's all, you know, forgotten, everything's fine. Then you kind of like fast forward through a couple of moments in Rory's recent career where there's, you know, the altercation at the President's Cup or whatever the hell it was, not the President's Cup, but it was maybe, you know, it was the Ryder Cup. And he's outside and Shane Lowry's having to drag him back in, let him get in the car because he's arguing with somebody because, you know, one of the caddies walked over his line and like got in his face and started, you know, waving his hat out because they were doing back and forth with Patrick Cantley. It's a long discussion of why the whole thing happened. And then you look at this most recent tournament that he was in where the guy takes a video and he takes his phone. And everybody's like, what are you doing, Rory?
That's a douche move.
And then he goes and wins the whole damn thing in a playoff on a Monday.
Right.
And that can all be forgotten and kind of just brushed away. Like, you know, diehards will always remember him being a, you know, a little crybaby at times. But you win the career Grand Slam, you get your first Masters, and then all of a sudden, from there on out, the door is open for you at the Champions Dinner. And a lot of people say, dude, Dusty, it's just a dinner. Not to them, it's not. This is a club that you want to be a part of, right? And it's kind of like similar to where you can throw a little bit of analogy or comparison to that Royals video that Gordon was now the new member of the Hall of Fame, where like Bo and Brett and Sween Dog and all those guys are sitting around and the door knocks. And then you hear Ned say, about time you got here. And Gordon gets his blue jacket.
Right.
Rory's jacket's been made. They know he's going to win one. It's just constantly been in the back of the closet. And if he can get that thing to be put on his shoulders this year, I mean, that's great for golf. That's great. It's enormous for Rory. And then all of a sudden, his career is made and he is a legend. I don't know if he's a legend yet. He might be. But you win the career Grand Slam. You win a jacket. You get every single major. You do this in this time of your career where Tiger's career has completely dissipated and yours has absolutely gone up. and has potential to keep going up. You do that this year, and it's legendary for Rory, and he is the most bet-on golfer in the Masters this year to win it because I think there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of desire, and there's a lot of, well, he hasn't done it yet, he's got to do it soon.
Yeah, and I think from a golf standpoint, like they obviously need somebody to take over for Tiger Woods. They need people like me and Mac to be watching Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and quite honestly, I'm not. And I'm barely watching on Sunday unless Tiger Woods is walking up that 18th fairway, right? Like that's the average sports fan. We want to tune in for the players. We want to tune in for the names. We want to tune in for the stories. And I think, the NBA is never going to let go of Michael Jordan. Baseball, we're just now starting to let go of Babe Ruth after 100 years of declaring him the best baseball player ever. We're never going to let go of Tom Brady and Joe Montana, no matter what Patrick Mahomes seemingly does. And golf will never, ever, 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 ever let go of Tiger Woods because he wasn't just good. He wasn't great. He was phenomenal. He was the best thing we'd ever seen, maybe in sports when he came onto the scene. Nobody dominated like Tiger Woods did. And I don't know that there's another athlete that brought more people to the party, aka their sport, than Tiger Woods did for golf. I think he
changed
Nike,
everything.
Everything, the entire sport. Nike created a golf line, rest in peace, Nike Golf.
Yeah.
But they created an entire golf line because of him. I got clubs because of Tiger Woods. I watch golf because
YouTube
of Tiger
golf
Woods.
channels are existing because of golf.
Like
of Tiger Woods.
like the golf. What's the word that my kids use right now? Influencers, right?
Yeah.
They were talking about the other golf influencers on YouTube TV have become because of Tiger Woods. Nobody has done more for a sport than what Tiger Woods did for the game of golf. And I don't want to hear Joe Montana or Tom Brady or anybody in the NFL or anybody in Major League Baseball. We were all fans of those sports.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were golf fans. They just aren't. You had your diehard golf fans, and maybe, there's something interesting taking place. Maybe I'll tune it in on a Sunday. Tiger Woods came, and everybody became a golf fan. And I remember sitting at college, drinking Keystone Light on a Sunday, watching Tiger win that Masters.
Praise be.
And my grandmother sitting on the couch at home, watching Tiger Woods win that Masters in her 90s, in my teens. That's the type of, athlete that Tiger Woods is, was, and always will be. Golf has got to stop saying we need to find the next Tiger, this, that, and the other thing. It just has to happen naturally. And I feel like that conversation of the next Tiger, who's going to take it over for Tiger, I feel like we've been having that conversation for a decade now. The answer is nobody. The answer is let it happen organically. The answer is if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. This was the greatest representation of a sport we've ever seen in the United States of America. And it's probably going to be a couple of generations before we get that new Tiger Woods or even somebody close to doing what Tiger did for that sport.
And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, well, what Scottie Scheffler is doing right now is great. It is. But the thing that was different about Tiger and the thing that's different about, Rory is that, like, Scheffler doesn't really have a whole lot of charisma. Like, he wins at such a boring rate where it's just like, oh, God, another great shot. That's sick to watch. Trust me, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. But, like, Tiger Woods thing is just like the total package.
The fist pump is everything for me.
And like the crowd roars.
Right.
Like I remember Ron Hughley went to the US Open and he was like, you just knew when Tiger Woods got a birdie, you could be 35, yards away or not even that close. You could be, 400, 500 yards away. And you knew when Tiger did something. And I was like, as a casual fan, that? Imagine being a golfer in contention, knowing that roar just happened.
You heard that? Yeah,
you knew that was you knew what was going on, and everybody knew it.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it.
And there's there's no professional athlete that's been more dominating at their sport than Tiger Woods. Nobody.
Yeah. And I'll say this before we wrap this up. Your Masters odds favorite as of Wednesday morning at 7:42. Scottie Scheffler to win it is plus 400. Rory McIlroy is second at plus 650. John Rahm, former Masters champion, plus 1,300. Colin Morikawa, everyone's most hated media golf member, he's at plus 1,800. And then Xander Schauffele at plus 1,800. And a dark horse, Bryson DeChambeau at plus 2,000 to win it. So
where's Tiger?
Exactly. So thank you for that. But no, for those that asked on the text line, the career Grand Slam, you win every major.
You win every major, yeah.
It's kind of like the same in tennis.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'd like to see Rory win, just so he can get that Grand Slam, that career Grand Slam, and kind of give him the, the status, if you will, that he kind of deserves. But to sit there and say Rory's going to be the next Tiger, it has to happen naturally, man. You just can't force that.
No doubt about it. You can't force everything, but you can force a story that maybe could come to fruition from convict to champion. We'll explain what that means on the other side as we continue this Masters conversation here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is baseball season, but you know what? The playoffs are starting in basketball here before you know it. And when your favorite stars score buckets, we're alley-ooping you an opportunity to win money from watching sports with Underdog. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can now play in the state of Missouri. To play, choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats: points, assists, rebounds, anything you want. Or you can do what I do, and that's combine your entries with all basketball selections or mix and match across other sports. They've got golf, they've got baseball, they've got football, whatever it is that you're interested in, you can do it on the Underdog app. And mixing and matching across the sports is so much fun. Plus, you can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So turn $1 into 1,000 just with your sports knowledge. Do yourself a favor and download the Underdog app now and sign in with the promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code BOB to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Looking for the perfect engagement ring? At Shane Company, we know this is an exciting time. It can also be overwhelming. Customers say this a lot. Where do I start? How do I choose? At Shane Company, this is where the magic happens. Since 1929, we've been experts at helping customers find the perfect engagement ring. We invite you into the design process, help you pick out the perfect diamond or colorful gemstone, and choose a style that speaks to you. Come see us in store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, when you're looking to sell your home, you got to call my friend Don Sharp and the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Because you want to know what separates a for sale sign from a sold sign? It's Don Sharp and the Sharp Homes team, because they take a unique approach that transforms the typical home selling experience from a mundane process of list and hope into a seamless transaction. Dawn is so confident in her ability to sell your home that she guarantees it will be sold. If your home does not sell by the agreed upon date, she will personally buy it. The Sharp Homes team can also give you options. If you want to skip the showings and open houses, do it. Go straight to sold. Contact Dawn and her team to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can find them two ways. You can visit them at homesforsaleInKC.com, or you can Google Sharp Homes team. You'll see 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews and see why in the last 12 months, Dawn and her team have sold over 150 homes, while the average agent sells 4 homes per year. So look them up at homesforsaleInKC.com. That's homesforsaleInKC.com, and start packing.
Are you looking for an easy and affordable way to have a beautiful lawn all year long? GrassPad's idiot-proof lawn program is designed to create a healthy, weed-free lawn at an affordable cost.
The grass pat's high on grass.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get 5 quarts of O'Reilly Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $29.99. In-store only. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 29 southbound slows around Parvin, stays off again on again, slow into downtown from there. 35 northbound at downtown gets slow approaching downtown loop and then heavy up by 12th Street with construction taking away the right lane. Alan Corn, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome back into Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Don't forget, if you go to YouTube, you can watch us and listen to us and the other shows. All you do is one slight favor. Just subscribe. Like it, subscribe it. Then it just goes straight to the top of your screen. You don't have to worry about checking anything else out, searching for it, scrolling down. You just, boom, baby, right there. Bob's beautiful face. Speaking of Bob's beautiful face, you can see it at the Landing on April 24th. I'll be there going beer for beer with Rob Maloney. But it'll be at the Liberty, starting Liberty Landing in Liberty. How you doing, Dusty? Let's try that again. Thursday, April 24th, at the Landing in Liberty, starting at 6 p.m. Bink and Unicero, they'll be broadcasting live during the first round. Draft contest is back with a chance to win $965 plus an autographed Juwan Taylor helmet as a prize. 1 point for every player drafted in the first round. 3 points if you get it right. Player on right team. Sheet must be turned in prior to the number one pick on the clock. And the fan staff will all be in attendance. Those Ben Maller chicken fingers will be there, and that Big Bob's Bavarian pretzel as well.
$9.65 for the pretzel. Get the chicken tenders and get the pretzel and eat them together. Combo.
Yeah.
You got to have an appetizer.
A Retzel tender. A tender Retzel.
I wonder if they would wrap their tenders in the pretzels.
Well, you know the guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can ask.
Yeah, I've suggested a lot of things to Maloney and De Palma before. Most of them get turned down.
Oh, no.
I think he should put a sign that says free beer tomorrow, and then it's always in there, and it's always tomorrow, and there's never any free beer. He didn't like that idea.
That's great. Oh, no, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
free beer tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. It's always going to be tomorrow. You know, I've suggested some opportunities to Maloney in the day. Some really good ones, too.
Oh,
that he's, not interested in.
So a story that you're interested in, I think a lot of us are interested in, is Angel Cabrera, right? Freshly out of the slammer.
Yeah, freshly out of jail and right to Augusta.
That's right. Of course, that's the rule of Augusta. You win it once. You are entitled for life to play in that tournament.
Right.
That's why Patrick Reed, that guy, he's always welcome back.
Isn't there a guy that plays golf named Cantlay?
Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah,
he's annoying.
That's a terrible last name for a golfer and just for a person.
Yeah, he's pretty good though.
Is he?
Yeah. There's a Patrick Cantlay and there's a Xander Schauffele.
Well, the Cantlay is to me the funnier name, but the Xander Schauffele, I mean, that just screams.
Oh yeah,
screams Mission Hills resident.
Are you rooting for Cabrera?
I don't know if I'm rooting for him. I'm glad he's getting another opportunity. It kind of reminds me of like Michael Vick getting out of jail and Leavenworth and Andy Reid taking him in and him turning his life around. Like, I think Michael Vick is such a great success story for a guy who did something horribly wrong, served his time, but rehabilitated himself and came out on the other side, not smelling like poop like Andy Dufresne, but changed his entire life around. I don't know anything about Angel Cabrera, about who he is as a person or whatnot, but I'm hoping, going away because you were a douche for a couple of years helps him reset his career like it did for Michael Vick. Michael Vick, man, I don't think people appreciate enough how he was able to come out the other side and how Andy Reid was a big factor in that as well, visiting him in Leavenworth when he was coaching the Eagles and mentoring that guy and turning his life around. Everybody makes mistakes in life. Some are bigger than others, obviously. Every mistake has those consequences. But Michael Vick is kind of the guy you should look at if you've been in that situation to say, I can turn my life around. And maybe, Angel Cabrera can do the same thing.
Yeah, in 2021, he was arrested in Rio de Janeiro as a result of Interpol issuing a red notice due to him having left Argentina without authorization following the start of a trial. So, dipped out on a trial where he was facing a number of criminal charges, including assault, theft, and illegal intimidation. He remained in Brazilian prison until June 2021 when his extradition to Argentina was completed. On July 2021, he was convicted and sentenced to 2 years in prison. In November 2022, he was convicted of a second assault and sentenced to an additional 2 years and 4 months in prison. He was then released on August 4th. Cabrera was cleared to play the PGA Tour sanctioned events in December 2023. So if you remember the 2009 Masters when he won, I always remember him just firing up a dart.
Yes.
And they asked him about it. They're like, why would you do that? He goes, I was so nervous and so out of my mind with what was going on. The only thing I could think about was a cigarette because I just didn't even know where I was. I was just, I guess you could say it's blacked out.
Right.
And I just remember him in that 2009 Masters just walking down, smoking that cigarette. And I'm just like, in this situation where your life is about to change and you're completely nervous, if I had a bottle of bourbon in my bag, I'd have just taken it out and swigged it.
You've never been in that position. None of us have ever been in a position like that before where your life is about to change in a major way like his did now. Am I going to sit here and root for the guy? Probably not, but I am rooting for him to turn his life around. I hope he used that jail time for good and understood what he did, what he can't do again, and how to change his life around. And if he did, then it worked for him. If he comes out the other side like Michael Vick did, then it worked and it served its purpose.
There was a poll question that we had today, plus there was a Masters poll question. We'll get to him on the other side. And Kevin Harlan, man, you think we sell Ben Maller chicken fingers. You listen to Kevin Harlan sell tenders. We'll get you that audio on the other side of 96.5, The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. I know it's spring. You do the spring clean. You're getting rid of some things. Well, hey, before you get rid of that car, go see my friends at GiveMeTheVin.com. They want to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. Give Me The VIN is also the best place to sell your classic or collectible, whether it's one car or a collection. They want your muscle car, hot rod, or your old square body pickup, and they love buying resto mod. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com or GMTVCC.com to sell your classics or collectible car or truck. And forget about those tire kickers on social media. Say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's literally super easy. You know the jingle. It's so easy you can do it in your underwear. Play it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Enter now at overheaddoorkc.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorkc.com.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. So, I wanted to write a thank you note for every dollar Missouri Lottery players have given to Missouri and education, but that would be 8.4 billion notes. So to save a little time and a whole lot of paper, here's just one. Dear every single lottery player in Missouri, thank you for helping us give $8.4 billion to Missouri and education. Sorry, my trumpet's in the shop. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I'm gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Royals Coverage, sponsored by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Royals Coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
It's almost Andy Reid. The off-season is a perfect time for a $100 tune-up from Renner Garage Door. Get a free replacement quote today. Call or click rennerdoor.com, Renner forward and back.
RENNER. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 169 highway southbound gets very heavy by the airport, stays quite slow all the way down into the downtown loop and south of downtown on the 35 southbound past Penway with a problem blocking the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Join us for the Fans Draft Party on Thursday, April 24th from the Landing in Liberty. We'll be broadcasting live, plus your chance to win $965 and an autographed Chiefs helmet in our draft contest. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Ready to have this song stuck in your head the rest of the day, Bob? Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
We didn't get our answers from earlier, but that is the sounder of the poll question on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you all. Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens, Mac Morty with you, that we call the show Fescoe and Dusty. The poll question today was pretty simple because the Masters. Do you go egg salad sandwich or pimento cheese sandwich?
It's egg salad in a runaway for me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever try that pimento cheese stuff. Mayonnaise and shredded cheddar.
You haven't even tried
Never say never.
Smashed together. Nah, this is not for me. That's fine.
Guess what we're going to try for Smash or Pass tomorrow?
Yeah, you can. I'm not.
I know. I figured.
I'll eat Bob's.
What about a transfusion? Will you try that?
What's that?
Vodka grape juice. It's I'm going to get the Cutwater version.
Vodka grape juice? They call it a transfusion?
That's basically what it is. You can be vodka or tequila.
A transfusion.
Yeah.
No, it should be good. I'm pumped. I love pimento cheese. Yeah, I'm the opposite. Runaway.
Yeah, I can't get down with the pimento. I always say like I like every cheese, but that one's like that one just
cheese lord.
It just looks like regurgitated food.
Yeah, it does. It looks like somebody threw up in a bowl and they smashed it on white bread for you.
Egg salad doesn't look too appealing either.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a huge fan
pretty.
of either.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I really don't pride myself on egg salad, tuna salad, chicken salad.
Yeah.
And all those mayo-based salads. I'm telling you, use that
macaroni
tzatziki
salad.
dip. You know, every once in a while I crave macaroni salad, but that's about
macaroni
it.
salad, yeah.
But yeah, all that kind of stuff. I'm out on the pimento cheese, and that's fine. You do you. You put ketchup on a hot dog. You put mayo. You do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you. I'm just like, it's not for me, man. You know.
Yep. Matter of taste, matter of fact. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's typically made with vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, and a splash of lime juice.
Smash.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it sounds really
That sounds
good.
like a nice, refreshing,
Yes.
summertime drink.
That's why it's
Yeah.
a golf course drink. Like you
Yeah.
get to the first 9, you're like sweating your ass off, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I'll do a what's that? What's a transfusion? They're like, oh, it's ginger ale, grape juice, vodka, or tequila, a little bit of lime. Okay, you take one drink, you're like, all right, we're back. Yeah,
We're ready to go. And that sells for $2 at the Masters, right?
Well, inflation's kind of hit the Masters.
Inflation has a
I
little
think
bit?
so.
Okay.
Because now it used to be for the entire menu. You get the entire menu for $40.
Yeah,
now
you
it's
can't.
$77.
Oh, really?
$37 upcharge.
What went up in price so much?
I don't know.
Because that $1.50 sandwich is still on the menu. It's like the Costco hot dog. Like that's never going away, right?
Please don't. Or the piece of pizza that always looks good that I've yet to get.
It's good.
It is good. The pizza. Okay.
I haven't had any bad food at Costco.
No, you don't. You don't.
Good,
everything they do is on the up and up there, and there's a reason why people continue to be members and they don't ever suffer inflation and all that kind of stuff because they do a good business. You do a good business, people will continue to support you regardless how the economy is.
So they have the for people that have gone. I'm sure you get a lot of these things, but the egg salad. Now these both are $1.50 according to this picture. I don't know when it was taken, so the time is irrelevant. So I won't say the prices, but it's always egg salad, pimento cheese, pork barbecue, Master's Club, chicken salad on honey wheat, ham and cheese on rye. That's the order. And then a classic chicken.
How much is the ham and cheese on rye?
$3.
See, you can get 2 egg salads for the price of 1 ham and cheese. That's where I'm going.
And then breakfast is served until 10 a.m. You have a Master's Blend. It's a fresh brewed coffee, $2. A chicken.
Is that a free refill on the coffee, or is that a $2 charge?
You're asking questions I don't know the answer to. Then you have a chicken biscuit, a breakfast sandwich. The blueberry muffin is what I've been told is the greatest, maybe because it's only $1.50.
Yeah.
And then there's the fresh mixed fruit.
Oh, I like that. How much are they upcharging you on the fresh fruit?
$2.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Again, I don't know when this picture was taken.
So fruit, a muffin, and a coffee, you're in $5.50?
Yeah. All soft drinks and
and
water.
Then you're looking for a lav because that coffee goes right through you with that fruit, man. You better have your dude wipes.
Soft drink, $2. Bottled water, $2. Fresh brewed iced tea, $2. So, and then you can get a domestic beer for $5, an imported beer for $5, and a glass of wine that's white for $6.
Who wants to walk around the course with a glass of wine?
Mm-hmm. I would.
Would you really?
Yeah, that chilled white wine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm out on that.
And then what they call snacks, chips, plain and barbecue.
Oh, both.
$1.50. Peanuts. I mean, if you're eating peanuts on the Master, you're just throwing the shells on
No, I'm guessing they're already shelled. I'm guessing it's like
okay.
that sleeve of peanuts you get at the gas station.
They've
pour
got
them in your mouth.
They've got Southern cheese straws, cookies, Georgia pecan caramel popcorn.
Oh, God.
He has to say, there he goes. And then they have the famous Georgia peach ice cream sandwich.
Which that sounds just unbelievable.
Delightful.
Yeah.
85 degrees. Somebody gives you a transfusion and a Georgia peach ice cream sandwich.
Now, what kind of, are we using for the sandwich? Are we using cookies?
I think it's a sugar cookie on the outside with the peach ice. You know you're licking that thing on the side, making eye contact with people while you do it. Like, that guy's got a good tongue game on that sandwich over there. I bet he's confident. Peach sandwich, man. Oh, I love peach anything. Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. But the poll question that started all of this conversation, pimento cheese or egg salad sandwich. It is in the lead right now. I believe, if I can go back, it was the egg salad sandwich taking over the lead. So egg salad sandwich, 54.5%. Pimento cheese, 45.5% with 156 votes left.
Close. Okay.
Yeah. How about your guy, Kevin Harlan? You like that
this
guy?
guy's just the best.
He's something awesome because he just doesn't really care. He doesn't really care. This was him on Tinder.
From New York, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by CarMax. The way car buying and tenders should be. I just threw that into the tender. That was some poetic license on there. Thought I had to pay off the tender. Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
And if they don't, they should. Brunson.
Here's how it started, though.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What? The way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Are they serving tenders with cars? Are there tenders in the car?
Because if there is, you're in.
We just had the marriage of two different sponsors, and it was ugly.
That's awesome.
Nobody better in the game, baby.
And then he brings it back.
He brings it back.
From New York, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by CarMax. The way car buying and tenders should be. I just threw that into the tender. That was some poetic license on there. Thought I had to pay off the tender. Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
And if they don't, they should. Brunson.
I mean, if somebody tells you they're offering you free tenders with the purchase of a car, you're buying that car, right?
Man.
With tenders coming included in that, especially if there's those Ben Maller chicken tenders from the landing, right?
Read my mind. You read my mind.
You get those dry rub tenders. Oh,
Those are the best in the
baby.
city.
Yeah, those dry rub tenders are phenomenal, man. Where do you think the best? I always would say Kauffman Stadium, but then I've changed this over the years because they got cheap on their tenders and it's less chicken and more breading and they're not as good. But they used to be brioche back in the day. They were so good.
This is gonna make me sound very odd, and I'm
excited.
gonna stand on business.
I'm excited.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. There's not a better chicken strip basket than Dairy Queen.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What?
What?
I've done that before. You know, like if you ever like cut a endorsement, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. What is this?
But
You
yeah,
just
man,
give it to Kevin. He's going to read it, he said, right?
yeah, it's
So-
like I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Stay classy, San Diego.
You're not
Go
wrong.
F yourself.
The Dairy Queen thing
Dairy
comes
Queen,
up
yeah.
all the time. People love the tenders at Dairy Queen.
insane,
Fantastic.
man. And I will say this: I know there's a lot of Raising Cane's fans. There's a lot of like, go
anybody
chicken,
who's
go.
like 18 and under is a Cane's. That is it.
They are nuts, and
Cane's is great.
and it's pure chicken strip. Now, I will say the one flack that if you have to get critical here with Dairy Queen is the toast and the gravy sell. If you go through the line and you leave and they don't give you the gravy or they don't give you toast, it's a miss.
That's a huge miss.
But at Cane's,
I need the gravy.
Cane's, you can make their sauce at home. Right, it's like what, mayo, ketchup, and a little salt and
Isn't
pepper.
that
whip it all
everybody's
together?
salt
yeah,
or
like,
sauce?
pretty much.
Well, and their toast is great. You don't run out of it.
And see,
Double toast, no slaw, by the way.
see,
Oh, Cane's, you are a child. Yes.
See, I get slaw and toast because I make a little chicken taco.
That's good. I love
Because
coleslaw.
I do the bread, insert tender.
Are you talking
slaw.
at Cane's or are you just
Yeah.
talking anywhere?
Anywhere. I'm just a fatty dude. So like Dairy Queen, how I do it: rip the chicken strip in half, put it into the toast, fold it like a taco, dunk in the gravy. Cane's, chicken tender in the toast, slaw on top, dunk in the sauce. Leave me alone. I'll bite your finger off.
Smash.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to say that, like, of all places, Dairy Queen.
No, I've
chicken
heard
strip
that
bad.
from so many other
Yeah,
people too.
and-
That's not an out there opinion. People say that all the time, and they always say it like, "Don't tell anybody." But Dairy Queen,
Well,
everybody's talking about their tenders.
Yeah,
You can say it. It's okay if something's
Sonic's
good.
good, too.
Tell us.
Yeah,
Sonic's got the same sort of basket.
I mean, it's just you get that. God, you get that gravy, man.
Every restaurant's got tenders on their menu, as they should.
54th Street's got some banging tenders.
That's
man.
the Eastern Jack like haven, man.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What? The way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Are they serving tenders with cars? Are there tenders in the car?
Because if there is, you're in.
We just had the marriage of two different sponsors, and it was ugly.
I'm not against it. I mean, imagine if like Cane's collabed with like Big O Tires.
Yeah.
Or imagine if like where you got your oil change, there's like a chicken tender place in there. You're not mad about waiting
That's
for
better than that coffee that they serve
I
at the
don't
oil
touch
change
it.
place, right?
No.
You got a window that's serving tenders. You're going in for that. Come to CarMax. You can get chicken tenders.
Yeah.
That'll lure people in.
I mean, you go get your oil change. We're like, sir, you going to be picked up or going to stick around? You're like, I'll stick around. It's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, I'm just going to go right over here to the other window, and I'm going to get a 6-strip basket with fries, honey mustard, ranch, and buffalo sauce. Also, what's too many sauces with chicken tenders? Because I like honey mustard, barbecue, and buffalo and ranch.
And ranch.
Well,
I know.
I think it depends on where you go.
Obviously,
though,
gravy's
too,
number
you
one.
know. No, gravy's not even on the list. Gravy sucks.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. all you need is honey mustard and barbecue for the tenders. Are we eating the tender for the tender, or are we eating it for the sauce?
I mean, both.
Because I think for Cane's, I think people are just like, they just give me the sauce.
Cane sauce. It's like Chick-fil-A sauce. Yeah.
When
People
you-
love
Chick-fil-A
the
sauce, very overrated.
When you eat a sub, are you eating it for the meat or the bread?
Well, it depends on where you go. If you go to Subway,
bread.
you're eating it for neither.
It's
But
the bread.
Yeah, I think if you get good bread, then that changes
The meat,
entire
yeah, the meat can be
sandwich.
normal. If you've got good bread, the sandwich is made.
Yikes! Sonic and DQ? Woof! Far better options. No, Sonic's and Dairy Queen's chicken strips remain elite.
You're right. There is a better option, though. It's CarMax.
I get
From
my
New York, the
chicken.
NBA on TNT is brought to you
Sounds
by
right here.
CarMax.
I get my chicken strips at Mission Hills. They come panko breaded.
Yikes.
Yeah, woof. Give me Kevin Harlan to lighten up the mood.
Oh, you want more Kevin?
Yeah.
All right, we'll give you more
tenders
Kevin.
And tires.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What? The way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Are they serving tenders with cars? Are there tenders in the car?
Because if there is, you're in.
We just had the marriage of two different sponsors, and it was ugly.
Actually, it wasn't, Kevin. It was beautiful.
Hey, man. If that's him being self-deprecating, that guy's always going to be great.
Self-deprecating. He's the best.
So great.
Nobody better.
Which game are you calling? I'm calling both.
Nobody has more fun doing that job than Kevin Harlan does. Some of those guys take it way too serious.
Or it seems forced.
Yeah.
Never forced with
Never,
Kevin.
never.
One of the busiest men alive. Basketball, football. Coming up on the other side, we'll get into baseball, football, Chiefs, Royals. You get it. It's Kansas City, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, I stopped trying to figure out how to fix my lawn, and I said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done trying. I've tried for a decade. I've tried for even more than a decade. We can't get our lawn looking good at all. So what I did, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call the college-educated professionals over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and I'm going to let them handle my lawn. They came out on Monday of last week. They looked at the lawn. They made the assessment. They said what we needed to do, and after they made like a list that's 85 pages long, we figured it out. We got it done. They cut the grass. They put the pre-emergent down. They put that first batch of fertilizer down, and man, my lawn is looking great already, and it's only been a week. I can't wait to watch it all spring and summer long. And the pest control side of things is what I'm going to be most excited about, because I got that mosquito dome, as I'm calling it, getting put over my house. When they come and do the pest control, it's going to keep out the mosquitoes, the ticks, the fleas, all of those nasty vermin that you don't want outside in the summertime. They'll be out of your house with the good folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They provide award-winning service, and they've been doing it since 1985. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. Right now, mention this ad. You'll get a free estimate and up to half off your first application. You want to expect the best. Don't wait. Call them today, or better yet, visit aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us, because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health plan.
Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Harbor Freight knows time is money. So for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals.
This weekend, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I want to tell you why I am so happy with the Awaken 180 weight loss at home program. Look, I'm nearing the end because I had a weight loss goal, and I've already met it. I'm not even 6 full weeks into the program. Look, you're looking for a long-term solution to weight loss. That's why I'm looking forward to the idea that once I get into maintenance mode, I have free support for life if I want it. Look, I know if you've been sitting around, you're like, God, I just want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. It doesn't really matter what the number is for you. It's about that weight loss goal. Mine was 30 pounds for that weight loss goal, and I'm happy to say that it has been so easy to do it over at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Shoot me a DM. Ask me. Look at the photos I've posted. If you've got questions, I'm happy to answer them for you, but they can answer them for you too. Schedule your consultation today, 844-346-1800, or go online at awaken180weightloss.com and make the same decision I did. No extra medications, no extra gym, and no calorie counting. Go to awaken180weightloss.com.
Ring the bell. We've done it again. Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875% fixed. While other lenders are talking about high interest rates, we're dropping rates. And we can get it done for you in as little as 14 days. Golden Oak Lending has just secured several $1 million that we can offer you as fixed rate mortgages for 4.875%. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. It's fast and easy. Our debt consolidation customers save an average of $1,104 every month. And at Golden Oak, you never pay for your appraisal up front. Lock in this incredible 4.875% rate now before it's too late and say goodbye to those high-interest credit card rates. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading into downtown, 169 highway, pretty heavy by the airport. Stays quite slow across the Bond Bridge and down onto 35. Slow through the downtown loop and picks up and moves a little better down around Penway. Earlier stalled there, looks to have cleared out of the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
913-586-7965. Jay South Antonio Service text line. Don't forget, Mac Trero will come up at 9 o'clock. We'll talk to the Royals manager here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Maury as well. Somebody said, you guys are cracking me up with the Mission Hills jokes. Heading there now to do a HVAC work. You guys are not lying.
No, we're not. That's why we've done Mission Hills resident or PGA Tour golfer for years.
Somebody says, Creekmore Golf Course Tender Slap. The next time I play there, 816, I will order those just for you.
Where's that course at?
Creekmore.
Where is that?
I don't know, actually, off the top of my head. I just know when everybody's
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's, gosh. Why do I want to say it's like up past like Belton? I know that's not right. Every time somebody asks me to play there, I mean, obviously I don't have the money to play there consistently, but like if I get asked to play there, it's normally because somebody knows somebody, and I just go to Google Maps and type in Creekmore. See if I can beat the text line on the Google Maps. Yeah, Raymore. I thought it was up there. Yeah, Raymore.
Creekmore, Raymore, the duh.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, it's a gorgeous course. A lot of sand.
Is Raymore named after the same person who invented Raytown?
No, it's named after his cousins, Ray Less.
Okay. I was just wondering, like, how, if like Ray founded both of those places. Like, we got
found
Raytown,
more.
and I found more. I'm going to call it Raymore.
Yeah, somebody says best chicken strips if you want to make a trip.
Yeah.
I-70 East, Odessa Creamery.
Oh.
You know there's something good in that grease out there, man. So let's talk Chiefs for a little bit because we haven't talked about them for a while. They've had the offseason, right? Last time we saw them, it was my fault they lost, obviously. But they have rankings that come out, and it was the odds to win the AFC Championship. Number one, not Kansas City.
Right.
Baltimore Ravens plus 350.
Which is an interesting one because I look at the fan bases and look, when you set these odds at the beginning of the year, you're trying to get money on every team, right? And so the bigger fan bases, tend to probably bet a little bit more than the smaller fan bases. I think Baltimore's a nice fan base. I don't know why they're looked at right now as the favorite in the AFC, other than to get people betting money on the Baltimore Ravens. I don't understand why they would be considered the best. They quite honestly, fail in the playoffs all the time. And I'm a Lamar supporter, and I'll defend him to the death. But they don't do anything in the postseason that says they should be the favorite going into this year.
These odds are, of course, presented from FanDuel. Number 2 odds to win the AFC Championship, Buffalo Bills.
Oh. Yeah. If you don't want to have the Chiefs number 1, I'd put Buffalo number 1, just because they're seemingly there and they're close every year.
They're both about the same. I mean, last year was Bills Chiefs. The year before was Ravens Chiefs.
Yeah.
Bills beat the Ravens Tuesday. Ravens beat the Bill. I mean, they kind of switch off.
It's a wash.
Yeah.
And then third come your Kansas City Chiefs, and a slight difference in the numbers. At plus 410, Kansas City, third best odds to win the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
This is according to FanDuel. So they brought this up on our girls' show, Bob's new friend, Kay Adams, and they had this.
I'm just going to ask the world, are we really going to do this? Are we going to do this coming off a 15-win season? 3 straight AFC Championship wins? The news yesterday that Rice cleared to run routes, I feel like people forget that they did not have Hollywood Brown for most of last year. The focus is so much right now on, KC doesn't have it. Well, here's the pieces that they're missing. Do we just are we insane? Are we really going to do this, everybody? Sportsbook, algorithm people, analysts, people much smarter than I. Are we going to do, I just have to know, what are we doing? Are we not going to talk about the fact that they have the guy named Patrick Mahomes, who made Daniel Jeremiah literally said yesterday, made everybody feel stupid and would have thrived anywhere he went, but he's in the perfect situation. Are we going to just forget and neuralize our 5,000 men in blackfist and say that they don't have the deepest, most well-rounded group of pass catchers that he has ever had?
Yeah, I mean, she's brilliant. There's no other way to say it.
Yep.
I got nothing to add to that.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's.
But that's where we were going to go.
Yeah,
and that's a national personality,
right? Which is very different than what we normally hear from
and
a national
Cincy
level.
Fan.
Yeah, right. A Bengal fan as well, right?
Yeah.
I think she's kind of letting them go after she saw the midday producer's hair last year. So and then her Livy Dunn was a 7. She's like, "That's a Bengal fan. I am not associating with those folks." And so what? It's true. We didn't like Paulina Gretzky either. Like the more you talk, the more Kay Adams I'm staying away from Cincinnati. And then their fans talking trash to my daughter at the game. Seriously, Bengal fans.
You're a creep, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm listening to Kay Adams say that, and I agree with everything she said. And number 2 on that list, she mentioned the word algorithm. This is why you can't allow analytics to decide sports, because you don't factor in the human side of things. And that's where Patrick Mahomes comes into play in all of this. There is something called revenge, and they know it is a dish best served cold. And if there's one thing that we know about Patrick Mahomes, is that when something doesn't go his way, he rectifies it, he fixes it, and he takes control. And that's what's going to happen this year, coming off that 15-2 Super Bowl season. Nobody's talking like the Chiefs matter in the NFL on a national level. They're all low-hanging fruit at the national level. You see them on the 2 networks that do those stupid shows. Everybody's screaming at each other. And it's all just dumb, bad, low-hanging fruit opinions about the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sure they're out there talking about how the Chiefs haven't done anything this offseason. And then you have Kay Adams saying this is the best group of wide receivers that Patrick Mahomes has ever had. And she's right about that. They may not have Tyreek Hill with his 13 kids on the team anymore, but they're not as top heavy, but they've got a great group of wide receivers where when one goes down, the next guy can step up, whether it's Rashee Rice, whether it's Xavier Worthy, whether they got Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown. They've never had a better grouping of wide receivers. Oh, and then, by the way, Travis Kelce's still hanging out. You've got those 4 guys in your arsenal that you can turn to on every single play, and people want to act like the Chiefs are dead from the neck up. And so I love the fact that nobody's given them the credit that they deserve. And I do love the fact that Kay Adams is the only sane voice on a national level who actually understands football. And she's breaking it down the way that it should be and saying, are we forgetting about 15? Are we forgetting this is the best arsenal of wide receivers that he's ever had? Are we forgetting that when things don't go right, they come back with a vengeance the next year? 54 seconds of just greatness from Kay Adams. Everybody should listen to that to understand how to view the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, they have a left tackle. Okay.
Their offense wasn't really good last year. Oh, well, that's because they lost their running back 1, their wide receiver 1, their wide receiver 2.
Their wide receiver 3.
Yeah, they didn't have anyone. And Kay brings that up so beautifully. This is not running it back. This is a different team because Hollywood Brown or Rasheed Rice are going to be there.
Yeah.
Because they're going to draft a different running back. Because they're going to figure out what's going on the left side of the offensive line. Like, this isn't the same team.
I just feel like since the Super Bowl happened, it was almost like that loss gave the folks nationally the ability to just disregard the Chiefs like they're not a relevant franchise anymore. And the minute you start doing that, they punch you in the face and go 17-0 and win 35-0. And so those are the expectations now for this team. I love the fact that people are not talking about them the way they should be, and Kay Adams is the only one on the national level with a clue.
And imagine her being a Bengals fan, getting her like heart ripped out every year, right? Like, but admitting, like, you'll never, and I mean never, hear those words come out of Drew Nixon's mouth. Even though he may not believe what he's saying.
What, that the Chiefs are...
Libby Dunn's a 7?
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's
but the fact that, like, he thinks that it could be their year. Like, if you're going to look at the Chiefs and your one big problem with them is that they don't have defensive linemen right now and they don't have a left tackle, who the hell is playing defense for Cincinnati? I mean, right? Like, I mean, Trey Hendrickson wants out. We played that audio a couple weeks ago. And I understand that Joe Burrow, to me, is, I have a tough time deciding who's the third best quarterback in football.
It's Patrick Mahomes the third.
You better
he's
look
1,
out.
2, 3. Yeah, he's all of it.
And
no, 3's a tough one.
Because, I mean, I teeter-totter between Lamar and Burrow. Because, I mean, like, you look at their seasons last year, Lamar was excellent. Burrow was excellent.
They were both great. Both of their best seasons.
But who went further?
Lamar.
Right? And, you know, who had a better team?
Lamar.
And who was the captain of that team?
Lamar.
Right. So, Joe Burrow, this, if I were to give, you know how Vern called this Royals team the sophomore album?
Mm-hmm.
If this was my narrative for the Bengals season, this would be the prove it or lose it season. Like, we did exactly what you wanted. We gave you everything you wanted. Go do it. And their odds, plus 950.
And they may move to St. Louis.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be great.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd root for that.
I mean, Chiefs, Bengals in St. Louis. Think we're driving there?
Hell yeah.
I was waiting for him to be like, no.
Well, the worst fans in the NFL and the worst city in America, I'm out.
I'm sure there's worse cities.
I don't think there are, no.
But the other intriguing part about this graphic that came up were
that place sucks.
Were the last two teams that were listed. At plus 1,500 to win the AFC Championship is Los Angeles and Denver.
The last two?
On this list to win, and odds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're the lowest.
No, there was only like 17.
On this
like the
list.
Jets didn't make the
no,
list.
No.
Yeah,
on this list. So the Jets are the same odds as the White Sox winning the AL Central.
Yeah.
Like plus 25,000.
Yeah, like call us in 5 years.
Yeah. So, again, here's the list. Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City. And then it drops in the odds. Cincinnati's plus 950. Houston plus 1,400. And then at 1,500 each is the Chargers and the Broncos, which means they seemingly, FanDuel, sees Denver and Los Angeles as a coin flip of who's the second best team in the AFC. Bob Mack, who are you putting your trust in? Obviously, your Chiefs are going to be the top team. I think we can all agree to that. But who is? Is it? Do we do this again? Kind of with Los Angeles,
No.
or is it Denver?
Like if you pick the Chargers, you have Alzheimer's, and you just constantly come back every year for the same thing over and over again, and you don't understand. We got to stop doing this. Their quarterback is not clutch. He does not have the clutch gene. He is total ass in the postseason. So for my money, and I think Mac would agree with this one, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but for my money, I think it's Denver. Their defense, man, scares the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie.
That may be the best defense in football next season.
I've been doing a lot of like reading on Denver recently and watching some highlights
Yeah.
and things, and I'm just like, I don't like that.
No, I know. I don't like that either. And I see like the mock drafts, like, oh, they could get that guy too. That's a really good player.
And Denver's added pieces on offense.
Oh yeah, both sides.
Right.
Yes.
Evan Ingram on offense. They have him at tight end now. They obviously still have Cortland Sutton.
And Bo Nix, man, I know you guys don't like him, but hell of a first year.
Amazing first year.
And if their defense is great, right, their offense had the most points scored for all season last year. They led the AFC West in points scored at 425. The second best, Chargers, 402.
Yeah, Chiefs got to put up some more points. I don't know. I'm not, for sure cementing my pick today, but right now I'd lean Broncos. I'm going to wait till the draft. July, August comes around, we'll make a for sure pick. But right now, I'm leaning Denver.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be close, though.
It sounds like you trust Sean Payton over Jim Harbaugh.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's purely roster.
It's roster. Yeah, I'm not even factoring in the head coach here.
No, it's just talent right now. I think the Chargers have a lot of work to do, whereas the Broncos they have a Super Bowl defense.
Who's got the better head coach?
I lean Chargers.
Well, I would lean towards Denver on that one because of the Super Bowl. But
it's today.
But roster-wise, that's what it ultimately boils down to.
Chargers.
See, I would go with Denver. I'm not a fan. I mean, he's a nice regular season quarterback. The guy has not done a thing in the postseason except throw interceptions.
What's Bo Nix done in the postseason?
Hasn't made it yet.
Yeah, he did.
That one
he
game.
got blown out by Buffalo.
Yeah.
Threw one touchdown.
It was awesome.
But, I mean,
that was it.
I haven't heard that Bo Nix is the second coming for 5 years now. Eventually, you have to step up and do something in the playoffs.
But part of that isn't Herbert's
I mean, he's
fault.
the Aaron Judge of the NFL.
But he had – look. Oof. I mean, he hasn't won an MVP. I'd say Josh Allen's the Aaron Judge of NFL.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah.
Herbert, look, I get it. He's got Harbaugh. The playoff was an absolute disaster.
But the only difference is that, like, Aaron Judge poops his pants in the playoffs and the teams lose. Josh Allen's, for the most part, been really good.
He's been great. No, it's a good point.
Lamar,
he's had a couple
poopy
moments.
Yeah, but like Aaron Judge poops his pants in every October. It's what I've seen so far. It's only been 2 playoff games. That guy, whatever his name is, poops his pants in L.A. for the postseason.
Atrocious.
You can't have your quarterback pooping his pants.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
If Worms had machine guns. I don't know, man.
So they have the Texans. You said they did the Texans at plus 1,400. That means they really think Chargers and Broncos, they're right behind the Texans. They could verge into that top 5 in the whole AFC and the whole conference right there. That's what they think.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be a crazy AFC West this year.
Damn.
The Wild Wild West.
That's legit, man. This is a damn good division because the Raiders aren't a slouch. They're not a
Does
cakewalk.
more competition make you more intrigued in the NFL this year? Like if it's everybody's pretty decent, like let's say everybody's above 500 in the AFC West this year.
Yeah, I'm going to take the other side and go, no, I'd rather,
you'd rather slam dunk and get out.
Give me the days when the division couldn't get out of its own way.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that. Yeah, give me those days.
I'm constantly thinking about Tom and Mahomes debates in 10 years, and I want the best division means that he gets that over Tom because Tom never had that. But
no, he never did because nobody tried when Tom Brady was, doing his thing in the AFC.
Yeah,
literally that whole division just shut down for 20 years.
Yeah, they gave up.
Until the Chiefs broke his leg. Then they're like, we have a chance.
Yep. For one season.
Matt Castle.
Then they had one season, and then it was back to Tom Brady. Everybody just quit. The Dolphins gave up on life. The Jets haven't been relevant since the 60s. The Bills quit. And then now the Bills are winning, and like everybody else has quit in that division now, but they're starting to come back up a little bit. But, yeah, it's weird how the entire AFC East just quit for 20 years, and the AFC West is like, we're done. Oh, no, we're going back.
No, we're going to get a Super Bowl winning head coach. Oh, we're going to do a Super Bowl. It's just crazy.
People act like they want to go to different teams and play against the Chiefs. Maybe Justin Simmons has an opinion you might like.
This is where my heart is torn. Like, speaking truthfully here, my heart is torn because I've always been so publicly against Kansas City. And it's because they're a really good team. It's not like a true, hey, I want to beat them. Like, it's just ingrained to me to beat them. And so I think, was it Josh Jacobs a while ago that there was links to him when he was leaving Vegas to go to Kansas City? Yeah. He was like, no, I want to beat them. And then, he's with Green Bay now. I feel the exact same way. And so am I shutting that door? Am I closing it? No. But like, I want to be the team that beats them.
Or you can just join them.
Yeah.
Come on.
If you can't beat them, join them. But that kind of goes back to the Bryce Harper audio, right? Like, you could sit there and complain and moan about how things don't go your way and how this team's always good. Or them always doing that gives you that fire to go have the desire to beat that team. And you can be like, you know what? we did beat them because, hell, Cincinnati's running out of money, but they're still using coinage and dollars over what they did in that AFC Championship game. And there's only 2 quarterbacks that have done it to Mahomes. One is retired and on Fox, and the other one still plays and gets the credit to this day because he's actually done it.
Well, now 3 quarterbacks.
Or 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now 3.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
So he gets a lot. He's undefeated the rest of his career.
Yeah. So Justin Simmons, sign here today, please.
Please,
I want him on the team right now. Like, listening to him, that was a real life conversation that he had with Kay Adams, because I sit there all the time and I think to myself, like, I would never, ever in my life go work for the University of Missouri. I could never do something like that, ever. And I hear Justin Simmons, who, in the NFL, it probably doesn't ring that true that, you take the best deal. But he's like, man, I played all those years in Denver. I can't go play for those guys. I like that side of things, because I always, I think a lot about this. Still at 48 years old, like, if who was the kid, Shane Ray, that was drafted by the Denver Broncos, had all the Chiefs, Royals, and Sporting tattoos all over him, right? And he went to Denver. He's got all these KC tattoos, and he's walking around that locker room with all those KC tattoos. Like, how do you go from growing up being a diehard Chiefs fan and now you're playing for the Broncos? Like, that sucks, man.
Gross.
Like, how do you do that? Like, I don't know how that's possible. And then you look at your check and you're like, fine.
Every 2 weeks you're reminded.
Yeah, but I appreciate Justin Simmons. Like, that's still like, as we view athletes, 99% of them just don't care about that kind of stuff. They don't. And I don't blame them. You can't. You got to focus on winning, right? And making your check and going, whoever's going to pay you the biggest bucks. But when you get that 1%er like Justin Simmons going, I can't play for those guys. I was raised to hate them. I like that. That shows you the passion is still there for some.
No doubt about it. Don't forget, your passion can be shown at the fan draft party on Thursday, April 24th at the Landing in Liberty, starting at 6 p.m. Bink and Unicero
10
will be there broadcasting live during the first round. Draft contest is back. Chance at $965. Not quite the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase money, but it's money. And an autographed Juwan Taylor helmet is a prize as well. 1 point for every player drafted in the first round. 3 points if you get right player on right team. Your sheet must be turned in prior to the first pick on the clock, and the fan staff will all be in attendance. Steph Curry may beat LeBron one-on-one in this situation. We'll explain what that means on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're living with chronic joint pain, it's like trying to get comfortable on one of those cactus sofas, right? Nothing feels good. Forget about trying to do those things you enjoy this spring, golfing, hiking, tennis. You're just trying to get by. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Kansas City are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief that you need. They treated tens of thousands of patients around the country with regenerative treatments that help calm the debilitating joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, and your back. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without downtime. And everybody's trying to live healthier lives and break free of harmful meds. That's the whole mission of QC Kinetics. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. The consultation is totally free, and they're happy to take a look and see if they can finally help you get that relief. So call them now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without all of that chronic pain. Now's the best time to get started. So call QC Kinetics now. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. And good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with TrueHold. Sell and stay leaseback program. It's a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all the equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Honey, it's me, your wife. Sorry to bother you, but this house is a mess. The windows are drafty, the vinyl siding has cracks and holes in it, and the kids just fell through the deck. We need Powell Exteriors KC now. They install James Hardie siding, Provia windows, Renaissance patio products, beautiful decks, roofing, and more, all at 0% interest for 18 months. Go to powellkc.com and see for yourself. Powell Exteriors KC. The best decision you've made since you married me.
Guys, let's talk about your prostate. If an enlarged prostate has you rushing to the nearest restroom, frustrated and uncomfortable because you need to go but can't, or it's keeping you up at night, it's time to fix it. Clarity Care offers prostate artery embolization. PAE is a simple office treatment that can shrink your prostate and relieve your symptoms so you can get back to enjoying life. No surgery, just relief. Call Clarity Care today or visit kcprostate.com.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. Here's the best part. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Not happy? They'll come back between visits to make it right. Don't wait. Head to truegreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. This weekend, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point, so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side in Olathe, 35 northbound, heavy past 151st Street up towards Santa Fe with an accident blocking the right lane. Wrecker on the scene there, so should be out of the way soon. In downtown, 35 northbound slows from 670 up past 12th Street with construction in the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday early on in this beautiful morning. The sun is starting to come out. Purple is blooming. The green is there. Par 3 day at the Masters. All of that, and the Royals back in action tonight. Going for the series win tonight. Boy, wouldn't a sweep be nice? We said 3 out of 4 would be house money. We said all we wanted was 2 out of 4. It's no better feeling than to see your team take care of business in the first 2 games of a 4-game series and then see your ace last night be the ace of clubs, the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, all of it.
Yeah, he was great last night. He was phenomenal last night. He's really been great in his last 2 games. 10 strikeouts the game before, 11 last night. Like, something special is going on with Cole Ragans right now. And if you're not sitting down and watching every one of his starts, I understand there's other things going on, but make it a point to read the box score because that guy has been dominating out there. He's so much fun to watch, and we'll talk to Q coming up at 9 and kind of see what it's like watching that guy deal from the dugout. Like, does he even have to worry about doing anything on the days Cole Ragans pitches, or do you just kind of sit back and have some chicken tenders at Carmex?
I wonder what Grateful Dead song. For those that don't know, we can play that for you. Kevin Harlan gives you a great idea of where to get tires and tenders.
Tires and tenders, all at Carmex. Good Lord. I mean, could we get a computer that works?
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at Carmex. What? the way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Are they serving tenders with cars?
They should.
Are there tenders in the car?
Because if there is, you're in.
We just had the marriage of two different sponsors, and it was ugly.
God, he's perfect. I'm Axton. What?
Hold on. I'm holding.
I'm holding.
Hold on.
I love Reggie.
Yeah, that was good by Reggie. That was nice.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What?
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's great. So you guys brought up a question about Steph Curry and LeBron. Who's been more of an influence to the game of NBA? Steph or LeBron?
Well, it's Steph Curry, and there's no argument.
I kind of agree with Bob on this.
There's no argument. Everybody, you've got nerds sitting in Houston coming up with formulas about why the three-point shot is better than the two-point shot. You have got terrible college basketball players trying to shoot a three-point shot because they're going to get paid to do that at the next level. You've got college coaches that are allowing dudes that have no business shooting outside of 2 feet going outside the three-point line and hoisting threes. Steph Curry is a great basketball player. He's ruined the game. Ruined the game.
I think that's one way you could look at influence, right? And Steph Curry, obviously, maybe the biggest influence this century on basketball from a game perspective. But if you talk about like from a fan perspective, from a following perspective, from a hey, I'm going to turn on this game because I don't know anyone, but I know LeBron James. It's LeBron James. He leads that category far and away. I think astronomically, he is the king. He's got the nickname. He's got the shoes. When you were 8 years old, or when I was 8 years old, like it was LeBron James, and I think that's still true for 8-year-olds nowadays. Like they're looking at a LeBron James Lakers jersey. They're looking at clips of 2013. I think so.
You know who has the number one selling jersey in the NBA?
It's Steph Curry.
It is Steph Curry.
I was going to say, when the kids are out of school, and there's a lot of kids at the J, at summer camp or in between semester camp, they're all playing basketball. I always make it a point to look at what jerseys the kids are wearing. A lot of Steph Curry jerseys are out there. A ton of Steph Curry jerseys are out there. Now, that's just one place where I see the kids playing basketball during the day, but there's a lot of Steph Curry jerseys that do make an appearance out there. And so I look, LeBron is unbelievable from a fan perspective. You're going to watch the game, LeBron and all that kind of stuff. Steph Curry has ruined the game of basketball, and that's not a knock on Steph Curry. He's so good at what he does, everybody tries to be Steph Curry. It's like golf, for example, right? For a while there, Tiger ruined the game of golf. Everybody was trying to be Tiger Woods. Be who you are. Be Mike Moustakas. Like, you don't have to go out there and just hoist a three all the time. Steph Curry's, like, good at that, great at that, maybe the best ever at that.
No question.
Right? And other people are trying to do it to a level that has ruined the entire game.
So let me ask you this. Yep. Your Celtics, how do they dominate?
Shoot threes.
Why?
Because it works, because that's what the math says.
And the math is stupid.
And who changed the algorithm?
Steph Curry.
Yep, part. Yes, he absolutely was a part of that.
Who else would be, though? Because again, if the NBA was in my backyard, I'd close the blinds. So what other player would you say has had that kind of impact?
Well, I think it was Klay Thompson and Steph Curry being together. I think it was those.
They call them the Splash
Brothers. If you just had Steph Curry, sure, he's going to shoot some threes. It's going to be super fun. But they actually created like an offensive system of two guys, and that is it was very heliocentric all around. Hey, we're going to shoot threes. We're going to run around screens.
Helio.
They were the nexus of the offense.
Producer here. He's actually getting married soon. Helio Sanchez.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Helio. Curry, top selling jersey the last 2 years. LeBron James the last 3 years before him. So they oscillate in between who's the top selling.
You're
jersey.
using these words that nobody knows. Oscillate.
That's a good one.
It's a big word right there. I'm going to show you my Blue Valley education.
Yeah, my lexicon is expanded.
You use those words at Tennessee, though. People looked at you and went, huh? I only got one tooth down here.
Why do you think he's here?
Exactly right.
I rescued you.
Thank you.
He was reamed in Tennessee.
Reamed by the South and then rescued.
I have a question.
Yeah.
He steps foot.
He also chews that mouthpiece. He's cooler than the other side of the pillow.
100%.
Night.
I love Steph Curry.
Like, he's just so cool at everything he does.
I hate defending LeBron James because I don't like him. If they stepped foot into another country, you can name your country. Who do you think's bigger?
Of course,
well,
yes.
that's like prolific.
Okay,
like
fair enough. Not influence.
Like if you put
say.
LeBron on a screen and Steph on a screen, the majority of people be like, that's LeBron James.
Yeah,
They'd be
of
like,
course. That's the guy who didn't take the shot
yeah.
against KU.
Yeah. That's the guy who didn't take the shot against Golden State. It was Kyrie Irving. But no, look, I think player talent-wise, it's the clear-cut, obvious answer, which is LeBron James.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Steph Curry hasn't done a lot to scrutinize his character, whereas LeBron has said things and tweeted things and done things that people disagree with. And he has
Steph's smart.
And he's had a lot of, like, me moments, whereas Steph has had a lot of team moments. And, you know, what do we get excited more? That LeBron has a triple-double at the age of 40, or that Steph Curry goes 12 of 15 from the arc and has 52 points? We're like, Steph's still doing it.
I don't know.
Whereas we're like, LeBron's still doing it. But I think the other thing, too, is like, what's more appetizing to the eye? LeBron having 29, 12, and 10, or Steph hitting 12 shots from the three-point arc, swishing them all.
And there's the problem with what's going on in basketball right now, because you're right.
You bring up influence.
Yeah.
People love results when they see them immediately, and they see Steph throw a ball from the freaking other side of the court and swish it, and you see LeBron go out there and dunk, and you're like, it's cool, whatever. Like, you should be able to do that. Like, you shouldn't be able to throw a ball underhand from 1,000 feet away and swish it. You look at the Olympics in this last. What was the reason why we won the Olympics?
Oh, it was so awesome.
Steph went off.
Steph and yeah.
And LeBron had a big part of that, too.
Part of that.
LeBron was big, but
he was our point guard.
But there's a difference between being the face and being recognizable, being somebody who's had influence on the game. Like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know that LeBron James had an impact where the game changed as much as Steph Curry did. Where now everybody thinks they have to shoot that three-point shot. And that's not good for basketball. It really isn't. That's not the old man take. I'm watching people who can't do the job, like SportsCenter. It's like you watch these folks trying to be somebody they're not. It's like if everybody woke up in the morning who played baseball goes, I'm going to be Shohei Ohtani. No, you're not. Or I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be Patrick Mahomes. No, you're not.
The last time baseball had that, it was King Griffey Jr. Every kid wore their hat backwards. Every kid used the same batting stance.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, I'm Junior. He had his own video game.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not.
But you want to be.
You want to be. But you know what? It's okay to be a little bit less and a little bit different. You don't have to be the guy that's just camped out behind the three-point line hoisting shots because Steph's doing it. Steph's really effing good at that.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like me wanting to be a doctor and going into surgery. I'm like, okay, Vip, get out of the way. I got this. I watched, Chicago Hope or something, so I know how to be a doc. Like, that's the kind of influence that Steph has had, and it hasn't been good influence because people see that and they think everybody's going to hit their shot at a consistent rate like Steph Curry is. So now we're forcing people to shoot three-point shots, and the product is garbage.
2 times we get this.
Respect the text.
2 texts I like here. One guy says, sorry if you already mentioned this, but we didn't. He says, I coach 11 and under sports, and all they talk about now is SGA and John Morant.
Nice. Love it.
And then the other one says, math ruined the game. Shoot 35%. You're scoring more than 50% from the block. It's that simple.
It's that, yeah. Math has ruined sports. Nerds have ruined sports. Nerds have killed sports. Nerds need to leave sports and go back to physics or something productive. Stay the hell out of sports, nerds.
Also, Ryan Wachowski texted in the show, I'm 40 and still wearing my hat backwards because of Griffey.
That is Ryan.
Yeah. Coming up on the other side, it's not Ryan, it's Matt Cotrero, the Royals manager, sits down. We ask him about Jack Haggleon, and Bob wants to ask him about how easy it is to watch Cole Reagan shove when he's slabbing the mound, or whatever they call it these days. On 96.5 The Fan, you're home for the Kansas City Royals.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're looking for that perfect activity to do with the kids? I've got the answer for you. You looking for that perfect date night spot? I've got the answer for you. You looking for a perfect guys' night out spot? I got the answer for you, too. It's Foaling, and it is perfect for everyone. Regardless of whatever activity is that you want to do, Foaling has got you taken care of. You want to do a guy's night out? You want to do a kid's birthday party? You want to do a party for your wife? You want to do a work event? Foaling is the spot. Everybody can have fun because it's football plus bowling plus bar, and that's Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You set up the bowling pins just like you're going to bowl. But instead of that bowling ball, here comes the football, and you're throwing that football at the pins trying to knock them all down. When you knock them all down, you win, you re-rack them, and you play again. This game will be addictive because it is so much fun, and you'll want to go full around and find out all the time. They've got an amazing bar, great beer selection, and you can cater your own event, and you bring your own food in as well. You can either have it delivered or bring it with you. Fowling Warehouse KC is located at 435 in State Line, and it's a mashup of football and bowling, drinks, and fun. Check them out at fowlingkc.com. That's fowlingkc.com, and get your foal on.
If the exterior of your home or business needs a facelift, trust the guys at CertaPro Painters like we did. They're local, and they get the job done right the first time. CertaPro Painters take care of every little detail, and I can't wait to finally be proud of the outside of my home. So if you're feeling like your home or business needs that facelift, schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Call and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Do you know a coach who goes above and beyond? The Royals, the CU and the Major Leagues Foundation, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City are recognizing those impactful men and women. Nominate your high school coach at royals.com/coaches with character.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Lowe's is the destination for Ego outdoor power equipment this spring. See what's new and exclusive, like the 17-inch string trimmer with Line IQ technology that auto-feeds to save you time, and the 22-inch Select Cut self-propelled mowers with a multi-blade system for precise cutting. Shop Ego Days, happening now during Spring Fest at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Down almost 30 pounds. Fast, right? Look, the best part is that the weight will stay gone because Awaken 180 isn't a Band-Aid. It's the solution for weight loss. Do what I'm doing. Lose the weight and receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading into downtown, 35 northbound slows around Penway and then gets heavier past 670 up beyond 12th Street with a construction setup taking away the right lane. Olathe, 35 northbound, earlier problem around Santa Fe has cleared. Things are recovering. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey, man. Good morning, how do you do? Hey man, just wanna talk about the boys in blue. Hey man, now that you've been here a year, what's your favorite KCQ? Hey man, what's new in the clubhouse, the bullpen and the lineup too? Hey man, how was the road trip? Bob and Dusty wanna know. Hey man, what do you think of Slugger and FM radio? Hey man, is it true you're a deadhead too? Hey man, kid baseball, wanna talk music with you? Hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, Quattrero. Hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, how about tomorrow? Hey man,
You know I sing this song all the time in my head.
Yeah, you're like the dude hitting the top of the car playing Cotrero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, especially Wednesday mornings, I walk down and make my coffee. I'm like, hey, Matt, how are you, buddy?
Please tell me that's not true.
No, it is. That song is in my head all the time. You know it's in your head, too, right?
At times, when I hear it, it's hard to get it out of there, but it's very catchy.
It is. It's fantastic. I think it needs to be played at the ballpark more often than never. So we could get that done. Musically speaking, when you watch Cole Ragans pitch, what Grateful Dead song does that sum up? Or what Grateful Dead song kind of sums up what Cole Ragans is all about?
Jeez. That's putting me on the spot. Wow. Well, I think yesterday he was trucking.
I was going to say that. Yesterday he definitely was, man. You just kind of sit back, put a tie-dye shirt on, and just cross your legs and watch it. Like, there's nothing you have to do when this guy pitches. I mean, it's unbelievable watching him, and I don't know if you ever get sick and tired of it, or you're like, this is old hat, or you're a baseball guy. I love watching this guy pitch, man. It's phenomenal.
No. Yeah, I don't think you get sick. I think you'd be an idiot if you were, especially the manager, and you were sick and tired of watching somebody put up zeros.
Good.
No, definitely not. And it's funny you say that though, because sometimes you think, okay, you're watching as a fan, and you think, they don't have to do anything. You're just watching, but nothing. It never stops leaving your head. Like, what's the move going to be? When's because you're facing Lopez last night, and it's 0-0. It's 1-1. The pitch counts are getting to where you're getting, originally I'm thinking, maybe he goes 8, maybe he goes 9, and then all of a sudden it's 6. How do you finish the game? And it's never as relaxing as it seems.
Yeah, I know. But he makes it that way. Like, he just kind of just has that death stare, that I got this look in his eye, and he goes out there, 10 strikeouts against Milwaukee, 11 strikeouts last night. Like, it's almost automatic. You can put this guy down for double-digit strikeouts every 5th day.
That would be awesome. I mean, he's been on a great run these last 2 starts, and that's a lot of the reason we have him as our number 1 starter. Because he can do that to different lineups. I mean, they stacked 7 righties in there yesterday against him. He had the changeup, he had the curveball, he was throwing strikes with the fastball. We'll see other teams that'll do the opposite and put more lefties in there to challenge him to get his slider and use the outer part of the plate, and, he'll adapt to that as well. And he did that yesterday with a couple lefties that were in there. So good for him. I mean, he's throwing the ball extremely well right now, and that sets the tone for us.
Yeah, I watched that game yesterday from Franklin's Tower. Take it as it may, whatever you want to think about that. But, no, I watched that game yesterday, and, seeing what you had available in the bullpen last night, it wasn't the 3-headed monster that you had given out in the previous 2 nights. The reason why is because obviously they had pitched in the last 2 previous nights. But how impressive was it for those guys to get it done in the back half of that game after Cole Ragans' start?
Well, we know that's going to be the case. That's if you're a good team and you're going to go on winning streaks, you're going to use every reliever you have, and they're going to pitch in different situations, because if you play close games, your closer and your setup guy, they're going to pitch. And they can't pitch every game, and that's our job as an organization, to put a deep bullpen together, and that's what we feel like we've done. I mean, you look at the guys that pitched yesterday, just because they haven't gotten saves previously, they've pitched in extremely high leverage, and we talked about that all last year with guys like Zerpa and Schreiber. Those guys, they pitched huge innings for us right from the get-go last year for the first time, and now they've they've been there. They've done that in high leverage. They've done it in important games. Lynch had an awesome August and September for us last year. You know, Sam Long's back there. Stratton's got a world of experience doing it. So we feel really fortunate to have that depth because we're going to need it if we're going to be a good team.
And I think also too, if you're thinking about songs that kind of coincide with this team, "They Love Each Other" could be another one because these guys seemingly always pick each other up. I mean, like making plays behind the pitchers, the bullpen arms coming in, picking up the starting staff. Vinny last night, I mean, just a little duck snort out there to get the run home and whatnot. Like they have that kind of knack.
Well, again, you're going to have to beat teams a lot of different ways. I mean, there's going to be speed nights. There's going to be power nights. There's going to be pitching nights. There's going to be some nights we win 10-9. You know, I mean, there's just good teams find different ways to win. And that's, not every night's built the same. We're going to go through stretches where runs are hard to come by. We're going to go through stretches where it's hard to get the other team out. The constants have to be the speed, the defense, playing the game hard, doing the little things, when you have the opportunities. Now, some nights, you just get beat. But other nights, you're going to have to string together these kinds of games where last night runs were at a premium, and we were able to use our speed, Bobby's speed, to make the difference.
I'm glad you mentioned that because do you think, I don't know, it's percentages and maybe it's a dumb question, but when you talk about Bobby's speed and Griffin Jacks throwing that ball, over his first or past his first baseman last night, do you think that speed is one of the first things that goes into his mind? Like that rushes that throw that makes him kind of press a little bit more because he knows what 7 speed can be as soon as he gets out of the batter's box?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I actually, watching it live, I thought that ball was out in front of the mound a little bit more, but it was actually right to him. I mean, he was on the dirt, so I'm sure he sees out of the corner of his eye how hard Bobby's going as soon as he leaves the box. So there's no question that his speed has something to do with that.
When you look at that too, because then, first to third, you've got to love your chances with Bobby on third and Vinny up to bat. And again, the play that happens, the guy takes one glance, to see where Bobby's at, and he's already in the air, ready to chest first slide, and the run scores. And again, you win the game 2-1. But again, it was one of those games I thought was a gutsy win because you leaned on your ace, you leaned on your superstar and his speed, and the guy that hits behind him knocks him in. It may not be the prettiest score in the stat book, but hey, a win's a win, and you've taken 2 out of 4 from Minnesota, which is a huge series for you guys.
Yeah, well, all good points. I mean, we're running a contact play there, which means, if Vinny smokes a ball right to the first baseman, it's likely Bobby's out, and that's the risk we're going to take. But just any sort of slower hit ball, Bobby's going to score. If Vinny chops that ball, he's going to score easily. But, it doesn't matter at the end of the day how you get your one more than the other team, and you can, I know in football sometimes you call it an ugly win or whatever. They're wins. And that's at the end of the season, you're going to look up and your record is what your record is. And there's going to be games where, you fall in a fashion that, you wish you had back like that. I'm sure, the Twins, that's not their best game yesterday. And that's going to happen to everybody, but you need to take advantage of it when those opportunities are presented to you.
Is Bubic surprising you, or is this kind of what you expected from him? Because he's been fantastic as well.
We're not surprised. I mean, I don't think you ever expect someone to go out and throw shutouts every time he's out there, but we have very high expectations for him, and he does of himself. I mean, he's not a rookie. He's been around. He understands what he needs to do. He's developed a really good pitch mix. We know he's got great deception. He's got good stuff. He's a real competitor. He's very, calm in his demeanor, but he is a very, very competitive guy. And behind the scenes, he's never satisfied with what the results have been. He's always trying to improve. He has a great relationship with Brian and the coaching staff. They constantly game plan and work on what pitches need to be tweaked. So, yeah, we definitely feel very fortunate to have him in our rotation.
Yeah, and I think having him as the fifth guy per se, or Lorenzen the fifth guy in the rotation, both of those guys, having 4 and 5 as strong as you do, and having 1, 2, and 3 being legit, you're like, man, this is going to be a tough out for anybody when all 5 of these guys are going.
Yeah, and I mean, so much is made of the order of the rotation, especially early in the season. But as we know, these guys are all going to hopefully make 30-plus starts. And that's, these orders get messed up by rain delays, uncommon off days where you're not matching up number one with number one all the way through the season. Things happen with days off and especially the All-Star break. Everybody resets their rotation. So it really doesn't matter who's 1 and who's 5 because they're all going to make 30-plus starts if they're healthy. And that's, we look at every night as its own individual game, and it doesn't matter if it's game 1 or game 162. These guys will take the ball whenever they can and go out and try to beat you.
Do you have a certain date in mind where you start to really evaluate and kind of get a feel for what people are going to be like this season?
No. I mean, I think the way I approach it is each game is its own individual season. I mean, you can't take anything for granted. You can talk about certain months, you can talk about certain stretches of the schedule, but it really does us no good to look at it that way. I mean, we have to attack each and every day. And if you're waiting for May to hit, or you're waiting for this part of the schedule or this series, then what are you doing on today? You're overlooking it, and that's not the right attitude in my mind.
I'm talking to Royals manager Matt Quatraro here on Fescoe and Dusty. We'll give you 3 more to finish off. Number 1, Bob's nickname for your guys at the end of the bullpen, Harvey, Urseg, and Estevez. He wants to call it he. Do you have a nickname in your mind what you want to call this bullpen?
I like he.
Okay, that's not a question, right? That's just a statement.
I mean, do you have a nickname
do you
for
like
him?
it?
Or do you hate it?
I don't have a nickname for him, but Bob's the one with the imagination. We'll go with that.
All right, and then number two, have you watched any anime yet? Because your guy that closes out games does the anime feature of the Goku or whatever it is. Have you got into that at all yet?
I will be honest, I did not know what that was. So I did see someone brought it to our attention of what it was, but hey, I hope I see a lot of that this year.
No doubt about it. And then the last one, speaking of Magnolia and Sugar Magnolia, will you have any sort of eye towards the Masters?
I love watching it. I haven't seen what our times are or whether it'll match up. I mean, I think it's an awesome event. I've always liked to see the scenery there. I've never gotten to go there or, appreciate it in person, but sure, I'll definitely. I'm not following closely like who's favored or any of that kind of stuff, but I will definitely watch it if I get an opportunity.
Well, the eyes of the world are on the Masters and you guys right now.
That's right.
You guys are working it.
That's right. And since you answered all those questions, great. I have to ask: did you watch Jack Haggleon's home run last night?
I saw it in the box score. I have not watched it. The video of it yet. I will at some point.
Oh my gosh.
You won't see the ball. It's gone so fast.
Yeah, what a specimen he is. Well, Matt Quatraro, go out there and take 3 out of 4.
He's gone.
Maybe you get 4 out of 4 from those Twins, and we'll be locked in tonight as Seth Lugo takes the slab and continues these quality starts. Thanks for the time, Matt.
Okay, guys. Have a good day.
He loves it.
That's fantastic.
He.
What? Cut his reaction to that.
That's great. Coming up on the other side, we'll revamp the Masters, give you some odds and favorites that we like, plus some storylines that might make more sense if we talk about them, and you get to hear them here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, we got a big weekend coming up, and quite honestly, a very busy time of year. You're going to be looking at your calendar and going, oh, graduation parties, weddings, all kinds of stuff. Got to get food. Got the Masters going on. Got to get food. Baseball going on. Got to get food. We got the draft. Got to get food. Smokehouse Barbecue is the place you need to call for all of your catering needs. Are you doing a big graduation party this year? Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater your event. Mother's Day's coming up. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater Mother's Day. Or better yet, just join at one of their restaurants and eat in on Mother's Day. Don't make your mom do all that work. Take her out to dinner on Mother's Day and take her to Smokehouse Barbecue. But catering's where it's at. When you're going to have an event, let Smokehouse handle everything because they'll take care of all the setup, all the serving, all of the cleanup, and you don't have to worry about any of that because you can have fun with your guests and you'll get their burnt ends, their unbelievable Cajun butter chicken wings, and the pulled chicken sandwich is fantastic. When you're dining in at Smokehouse Barbecue, get that pulled chicken sandwich. You're absolutely going to love it. You can check them out at one of their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. There's only one thing better than Surfside and baseball, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonades plus vodka on the golf course. There's a gigantic golf tournament going on this weekend, and you know I'll be locked in, sipping on some cocktails. I can't think of a better one to sip on than a Surfside cocktail. That's right. It's golf season, baseball season, and there is nobody better to enjoy these cocktails. It's light, it's refreshing, it's made with real vodka and real brew tea. It's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That means you have 0 troubles. There's no carbonation. Cheers to hitting that fairway. Cheers to watching your Royals go out there and play baseball the way they're doing it right now. And cheers to Surfside, the official canned cocktail of Philly sports. You must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Man, are you over 40 and struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself? Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today by visiting one of our conveniently located clinics. Meet a medical provider and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you and is covered by most major insurance. Get treated at our centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium pound drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent pound drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent pound drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
What's up, baseball fans? Go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Enjoy top odds on your favorite home run bets, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Major League Baseball trademarks. Used with permission.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Getting engaged? At Shane Company, we'll help you find the perfect diamond. This is your engagement ring, aka only your life's most important piece of jewelry. No need to worry. As gemstone experts since 1929, we handpick only the most beautiful natural and lab-grown diamonds cut to our high standards in every price range. We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes, ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Come see for yourself at Shanco.com or at your local store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Today, expect a partly sunny day with a high of 75. Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Do you remember who Michael Lorenzen got traded for? Walter Carter Pennington of Mission Hills.
Honest to God, until just this moment, I thought that was a fake name that we were using, like, you know, the bottom tooth guy or Virgil MasterCard and guys of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Walter Pennington is a real person. I had no idea. Walter Carlton Pennington of the Texas Rangers.
That makes it so much better.
What does?
That you didn't know that.
Oh, or the middle name of Carlton Pennington.
Well, Carlton makes it better, too.
I mean, yeah, I keep hearing that name. I just thought it was a made-up, Mission Hills golfer name. Yeah, exactly. Hello, I'm Walter Pennington of the Pennington family of Mission Hills. I swear to God, I thought that was a made-up human being.
Yeah.
That is a real person, Walter Pennington. Wow.
That's real.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna throw one at you here, both of you. From the New York Post. I want your reaction. Put your microphone on, Mac. KFC introduces fried chicken flavored toothpaste.
Pass.
And it's selling out.
What? Curiosity.
You brush your teeth with that, you'll talk like this.
Sweet. And I promise you'll be able to understand all the words. Not like Sting, where you can only understand the last three.
Yeah, it's a no for me, Bob.
Yeah, so you're out on that?
Yeah, it's a no for me,
Mac,
Bob.
are you in on that one?
Give it a shot.
I mean,
try anything once.
Yeah, if somebody brought it in and said, here's some, you know, 11 herbs and spices is what the flavor is. It's inspired by all of them, not 10. All 11.
All 11.
All 11 herbs and spices, according to their news release. And I don't know if this is a selling point or not. Like biting into a hot, juicy piece of KFC original recipe chicken, this toothpaste is irresistible, coating your teeth in flavor before leaving your mouth feeling fresh and clean. We love pushing boundaries, and what better way to do it than by bringing KFC's legendary flavors into an everyday essential? His Smile marketing manager, Coben Jones, said. This collab is bold, unexpected, and seriously fun.
Sounds like a collab.
It does sound like a collab, yeah. Combining collab and bold, that's a collab. The toothpaste, which is offered exclusively on the His Smile website for, guess how much they're charging for this?
$12.99.
$13.
Wow.
Was sold out as of Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bunch of nasties out there. Nasty asses brushing your teeth with fried chicken.
I mean, what would you like? Food item flavored toothpaste. What would you go with?
Thin Mint cookies from Girl
Well, that's
Scouts.
of course.
I mean,
Like, would you do a barbecue sauce flavored?
Absolutely not.
What about Smokehouse Cajun butter sauce for toothpaste?
Now
Now
you're talking.
Now we're talking Flavor Town, baby.
Why don't you brush your teeth with their ranch?
Well, yeah, I would do that too. But why can't we just have toothpaste?
Yeah, we figured that out already. Let's just be done.
I mean, the most exotic I ever got was like that blue sparkly kind as a kid.
Oh, remember that stuff? Yeah.
I don't know who made it, but I think
it was Aquafresh, wasn't it?
I don't know. That was like Crest.
And it tastes like bubble gum a little bit, right? It had a little bubble gum flavor to it, and that was like wild. You go to the dentist, do you want mint or chocolate? Oh, give me the mint. Do you want the mint toothpaste or the fried chicken flavored toothpaste, sir?
You may not have to ask, judging by the person. We know what he wants. Yeah, I'm out on that. That's just
That
absolutely
just
disgusting.
sounds disgusting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Not a chance.
The 816 says, Will Levis seeing this?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, get him a mayonnaise toothpaste.
What about like if they did like a Big Mac flavored toothpaste?
No food.
You're kind of shaking your head a little bit.
A little bit better, like a Big Mac.
You do?
I do love
Yeah.
Big Mac. It's a
I mean, who
guilty
doesn't?
pleasure.
They're good, but I mean, as a toothpaste flavor,
toothpaste,
what about an In-N-Out flavored toothpaste? I would do that.
No.
Mac's awesome.
That would be good.
What about DQ gravy?
Yeah, there you go. 913 says, I'd brush my teeth with the Texas Roadhouse honey butter. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm good.
That's not bad. The honey butter. Texas Roadhouse, by the way, as of yesterday, is the #1 chain restaurant in the United States, passing Olive Garden.
Oh.
Damn. I don't remember the last time I've been to a Roadhouse. Love it, though.
Been a few months. Yeah, I mean, it makes
It's been
sense.
years for me.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really have competition for what it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the most, it's like a Longhorn. Would
Yeah,
probably be a
that's-
competition for it, but like everybody goes to Roadhouse. They give you free rolls. I mean, It's there.
It's huge.
Is that the place with the peanuts too on the floor?
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. COVID
they
killed
don't do that anymore.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Maybe
See,
they
I
do.
haven't been there since they were doing that.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while either.
I could be wrong. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not like a connoisseur of Texas Roadhouse. You've seen me make steaks. I'm joking. Kind of.
No, I mean, you do a great
honestly,
job
yeah.
about it. Why would you, go anywhere else? Women, get Dusty. He's a catch.
Take it easy.
I'm being serious.
Relax.
Yeah, relax. We're hitting prime Dusty season.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, it's
That'll be summer.
It's spring, summer, golf.
Mm-hmm.
I
Pool.
have a lot of me time.
So this is the time where you don't want a girlfriend?
Nah, I don't think so. Or as like John Mayer once said, till the right one comes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I find the right one. Was that out loud? I'm sorry. 17 years on Saturday. Looking forward to it, Jen.
That's
That's
what I do.
Jen.
Somebody says, Dusty and I would brush our teeth with Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Am I right? Well, I don't want to get attacked again on the text
Yeah,
line.
be careful.
Yeah. Didn't see any energy when I talked about Michael Lorenzen's body.
Spent 15 minutes
talking
on his
about
arms.
biceps. No, the Masters does start today. For some that don't care, it really starts tomorrow. But for me, it starts for me today, damn it. Scotty Scheffler is the favorite at plus 400. For him to finish in the top 5 is minus 115. That is very impressive, by the way. That's where the favorites last. This is all according to DraftKings. Rory McIlroy, plus 650 to win outright, plus 130 to finish in the top 5. So that is a number that I would say you could attack for you bettors out there that want to bet the Masters. Say, hey, Dusty, who's going to win the Masters? Such a hard question to answer. I don't know. It's such a, shot in the dark. I mean, I know Scotty Scheffler would be the easy answer. Say, it's Scotty. But Roy to finish in the top 5. Last time he finished runner-up was 2022. So top 5 with plus money seems like a good bet. John Rahm is third best odds at plus 1,300. Colin Morikawa, fourth best odds at plus 1,800, as well as Xander Schauffele. And then Bryson DeChambeau at plus 2,000. I also like him as a top 5 finisher at plus 350. If you can hit the ball long at the Masters, you can be successful. But again, it all goes back to putting on those greens. You go play, golf courses and the greens are tough. Somebody's always going to make that comment like, what are these? The Masters greens? Or your ball falls off the tee on the tee box and Frank's behind you. That's one. Thanks, bud. But no, I mean, this is something where you don't have to be a golf expert to enjoy what this tournament is.
No.
And I think that's the best part about it and why it's so great, because you look at what this tournament is, you'll know who the winner is immediately. You may fall out of it. Like when Danny Willett won it, I thought he looked like Theon
Danny
Gray.
Wellniak won the Masters?
That's right. Yeah, she's a stud.
I love her.
Shout out to the Casey Curran.
That's right. She does a great job over there with them. She's
Fantastic
awesome.
job. Yeah, she was always nice to me.
She's the best. Danny, we love you.
But no, when Danny Willett won it, everyone's like, who's this? And then you kind of figured out who he was, where he's from, and then obviously it fell off because he didn't really do much after that except for, take care of Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. That's who he looked like, was Theon Greyjoy to me, for those of you that are Game of Thrones fans. But no, I think this is great. I think that is... the Masters is great. I think that the focus for a lot of people will be, can Scotty Scheffler go back-to-back? Can Rory McIlroy win this tournament? Can Angel Cabrera go from being behind bars to inside of a green jacket? There's so many storylines, yet we even haven't started. Will a live golfer make it?
I was going to ask you about that. I'm glad you brought that up because that was kind of going to be my follow-up. Do we want a live golfer to win this thing?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, Dustin Johnson, past winner. Patrick Reed, past winner. Bryson DeChambeau is great for golf. You guys were talking about, can there be another Tiger? You need a lot of riz when it comes to having that sort of, and that's the right answer. There is never going to be another Jordan. There's never going to be another Ken Griffey Jr. There will never be another Tiger Woods, but there can be somebody that can be their era's version of that, maybe never to that expectation, but that can be something where you're like, hey, Bryson's in the top 5 on a Sunday. I'm going to watch it because he embraces what the sport needs. It needs more electricity. It needs more fun. And I get it. People are like, well, at the Masters, you can't run. You can't take photos. You can't. I understand the tradition of the Masters.
You're saying that the sport needs all that, and then people are ripping Shedeur Sanders for being too fun.
Because football doesn't need that. Football in itself is already exciting.
Yeah, but it does, though.
Okay.
Because I think people realize football was boring when they were watching the NFL playoffs this year, and they weren't bouncing around from score to score to score to score to score, watching the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you don't think you need something, that's when you start to fail. It would be like McDonald's saying, we don't need to advertise anymore because we're McDonald's. You see McDonald's everywhere. They constantly advertise. You constantly have to have fun engaging athletes in your sport. Otherwise, people won't have fun and they won't engage with your sport.
And somebody says this day, I was explaining to my girl today about the Masters, and all I could say is that it's the Super Bowl of golf.
Yeah.
It 1,000% is, right?
Right.
Lots of nations are involved. Lots of nations are watching. It can change your life forever. I mean, think about Jalen Hurts, man. Like what he just did. He beat Mahomes, for one.
I don't remember that game. When did that happen?
Yeah. Well, you were too busy spilling coffee on some poor soul.
Matt Derrick, poor guy. I still feel bad to this day.
And peanuts.
That was like 3 months ago.
Isn't that weird?
No, 2 months ago.
Yeah. February 9th. It's April 9th.
April 9th. Yeah. That's like, 2 months ago.
2 months ago
Feels
today.
like yesterday. But baseball got away from fun for a while. And what happened to baseball? It dissipated, right?
And they don't have that guy.
But they're starting to get those guys now, and they're bringing the fun back to baseball, right? They're allowing the bat flips. Ellie De La Cruz is him.
Yeah.
You've got Bobby Witt Jr., Shohei Ohtani, Judge. You know, say what you want about Jazz. He's becoming the perfect heel for baseball. The games are fast. People are having a good time. You brought the fun back to baseball. Now people are having that kind of fun watching it. I don't have an issue if somebody wants to go rogue on the golf course and be a little bit different and, you know, wear jeans or whatever you want to do or dance around. And we remember Chichi Rodriguez. I couldn't tell you one thing he did, but, man, he had fun with that putter, right?
Yeah, the sword.
Yeah, you need that kind of stuff in golf.
And I think what you just explained is the problem that identifies itself. Mahomes isn't like fun. Right? Mahomes is just talently different to where like he does things that make you go, what? And the same can be true about Bobby Witt Jr. Like Bobby Witt Jr. is not going to like blow you away with personality.
No.
He's just like talently gifted. Like seeing him go from first to third or from first to home on that pop fly from Vinny that dropped last night, busting out of the box, all the way to third and scoring on a little dinker dunker to the mound. Like that stuff is not like that doesn't blow you away. Tiger had the best because he had the charisma plus he had the talent. Right? Griffey was the same way. Griffey had the talent plus the charisma. Scotty Scheffler has the talent, but there's nothing behind it. There's no...
It's very rare.
And so, like, that's the problem is, like, the rarefied air. Like, Jordan did the shrug...
But did he have the charisma?
He did. But he didn't have the time, right? Like, he wasn't as portrayed as it is on social media with, like, fun stuff, right? Like, but there's the stories of Jordan going out and playing 36 holes and losing 10 grand and then telling the guy...
not tipping.
And then telling the guy, well, this is on the golf course and betting, but, like, then telling the guy that he played, I'm going to drop 46 on you tonight, don't worry about it, and then goes out there and drops 46. Like, that's charisma and just, like...
Different style charisma. Like, I'm thinking of the charisma, like, who's got the best charisma in sports?
Right. And so...
and they just have that personality. Charles Barkley, great charisma, right? Like, you just want to hang out with Charles Barkley. You want to be... doesn't matter what he's talking about. You want to be there. Like, that guy's awesome, right? And we need that.
And that's where the tough part of that whole thing lies. Like, golfers just don't normally bring that. That's why I thought when I was younger, watching Jordan Spieth come up in golf, it was like, this guy has personality. Like, hitting the bunker shot, throwing up his club, and jumping to his caddy's arms, screaming the F word on a bad shot. You can all relate to that, right? Like, you can kind of get used to, like, hey, I do that when I hit a bad shot. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? And then you can be relatable with that. Like, Scotty's not really relatable. Tiger wasn't relatable, but Tiger was fun and dominant. Patrick Mahomes is not really relatable, but he's dominant in his own natural way. The same with Bobby Witt Jr. But, like, you ask Bobby Witt, like, dude, what's it like flying around those bases and scoring? It's great. I just want to give our team a chance to win, and the boys are playing some ball. Like, that's the most exciting we've heard Bobby Witt Jr. say. The boys are playing some ball.
Right.
It's literally here on a shirt.
Yeah.
But it's not, an audio clip. It's not something where you're like, oh, man, that guy's exciting. Whereas, like, even maybe Jack Haggleon hits the ball 550 feet deep. But, like, when you interview about it, he's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm glad we put it,
I'm glad we got a win tonight.
Right.
That's not that big a deal. We didn't get a win. Like,
Right.
yeah, that is boring, yeah.
Whereas,
Travis Kelce's got the charisma.
And that's a good one. That's a good one. Because
Travis and Jason.
Yeah, like they have the personality plus the talent. You put those together, you can't knock one for the other. Like, if someone's not really talented, but they're over the top, loud, like that, Chisholm, right? That's why he's considered a heel.
Yeah.
Like, you're not this good to be this arrogant, is probably the argument that people would have with Chad Chisholm.
But he is hitting the snot out of the ball this year.
Torpedo bat.
Yeah, right.
And
but baseball needs him to be good.
That's fine, and I agree with that. But, like, you look at guys like Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Like, Bryce Harper's there, baseball just missed. They swung and missed multiple times on Bryce
As they
Harper.
were trying to push Mike Trout out there. And just a little known fact, the Anaheim Angels have the longest drought in Major League Baseball without getting to the postseason.
And that all
10
started.
years. And that all started when the Royals knocked them out and everybody was drunk on Saturday. We missed that whole series.
Yeah.
But the guy in baseball you're kind of talking to that had the charisma but no talent was that guy that played here for a hot minute. Trey Hillman's son-in-law.
Oh.
What was that guy's name?
Gosh.
And then he went to Tampa. And he won the World Series down there, but he had that laugh, and he was always engaging.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he couldn't.
Brett Phillips?
Brett Phillips, yeah. Guy couldn't buy a hit. But, man, he was engaging, right? And people liked him. Have a little personality, have a little talent, and you'll be a hero.
I will say this. I'm interested to see what the ratings are, but Saturday is the big day for the Masters. Now, weather's
That's called moving day.
It is. Congratulations, yeah. And so that's what's great about this tournament as we talk about moving day on Saturday where everything kind of gets hectic. And then obviously you have the Sunday pin placements and the Sunday, aura that is like, okay, who's going to buckle? Who's going to thrive? Who's going to, try to just, get there? Because some guy might be at the top of the leaderboard at 7 under. And then by the end of the day, he's at +1, goes 6 over on the day, or -1. He goes 6 over on the day. And some guy that was -3, like a Scotty Scheffler, ends up finishing the tournament at -11. I mean, you can talk to Oberg about that. You can talk to Max Homa about that, who hit like 270 range balls yesterday, which is just insane. But that's what's great about this tournament also is that today you have like the par 3 where the kids go out and run, the guys that are now dads that weren't. It's a fun event. It's great. It's like somebody said, it is like the Super Bowl of golf, or the Super Bowl of golf. It's the big event.
Well, the Super Bowl is the Masters of football.
And what's funny is it has the lamest trophy. It's a jacket. It's a green
No,
jacket.
it's not the lamest trophy. That's awesome, man.
I mean,
you go out
it's no
after
Stanley
winning-
Cup. It's
you go
no
to a strip
Lombardi.
club in the Masters jacket. You can get a lap dance,
or you do what Bubba Watson did and go to Waffle House.
Yeah,
and get smothered, covered, diced, and peppered.
But
and,
that's what it needs to be more of.
Yeah,
no,
I agree.
Put on that green jacket, walk your ass to Waffle House, and have something
And
to
I
eat.
can guarantee you, if Bryson DeChambeau, the live golfer you mentioned, who can do it, if he wins it, I can promise you he will go full Gronk. He will go shirtless with a jacket on, go out, pop champagne, have
Good.
fun, and bring it to the people. Because when
Good.
he was in the last tournament that he won for a major, he was pumping the crowd up at the U.S.
And the
Open.
PGA Tour will be like, how do we get you back?
Oh, he's already on his way. His contract's up at Live. And they're all like, well, we didn't see the game kind of dying out. We thought they'd do more with it. We kind of want back him and Brooks Koepka, who's also a guy you could probably think about because for some reason when the majors come up, Brooks Koepka's game elevates.
Who's the guy that got arrested last year at the golf tournament?
Oh, I don't know.
Remember the guy got stuffed and cuffed, taken
that was
away?
Scotty Scheffler.
Was that Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah, they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Again, relevant to the conversation we just had. You think Tiger Woods gets arrested? No.
But you know what? That's very rare. Like, I would guarantee you 99% of the professional athletes today are unrecognizable.
Yeah. I mean, it's
if you
true.
just see a random
You
professional
think if Bobby
athlete,
Witt Jr. walked into Starbucks with no hat on, no eye black, and no jersey, you think people would know immediately that's Bobby Witt?
No.
where are we?
We are in Independence, Missouri.
I would think some would. Some would. You'd have these. Is that Bobby?
Okay, here's one for you.
Because we were at spring training. He walked into a restaurant with his old man, and nobody recognized him.
Yeah.
And that was surprised. That's why I asked where.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. How about if Cole Ragans walked into a Chick-fil-A to order a sandwich? Do you think people would know who Cole Ragans is?
No,
Absolutely not.
Not even in
way.
Olathe, or Independence or anywhere right now.
0%.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, there's so many athletes that are out there. We know their names, but if you were to see them, you probably wouldn't recognize them. And that's where you need like your Tiger Woods, your LeBron James, your Michael Jordans. Those are the guys, man.
I remember because I'm a sports nut, we were at the Zach Bryan concert, and there was a guy buying a beer. I'm like, that looks like Johnny Russell. And my buddy's like, how the hell would you know what Johnny Russell looks like in the wild?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but that looks like Johnny Russell. He Google searches an image of Johnny Russell, and the neck tattoo matched the neck tattoo. He's like, that is Johnny Russell. Of course, being the friend that he was, he's like, Johnny. He turns around. Hey, I'm like, damn it, dude, come on, let's go.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like they probably hate like just shouting their name and walking off.
Oh, it was one of those. He shouted his name.
Yeah, he
and
was
left,
like, Johnny, and I was like, just go say hi.
go say hi.
You know?
Yeah, at that point in time, you got to go say
Right.
hi, buy the guy a beer, or something like that. Like Mahomes with the new hair may not be as recognizable as he once was. Now here, obviously, but I mean, if he went somewhere else, it'd be like, kind of looks like Mahomes, but the hair's not there.
I do envy not being recognized in public for them because that would be nice. Like if you could still be a superstar and be able to go have a normal life. Like no way Mahomes could walk into like Whataburger and be like, yeah, I'll do the number 4 or whatever it is. No way.
I saw a story about Travis Kelce doing something like that, where he walked into a restaurant recently and just placed it was Lamar's Donuts he was talking about on his podcast. I'm like, when he walks into Lamar's, which, by the way, they got one right up there by the landing. If you want to hit the Lamar's on the way home from the landing, you could do that. Like,
Will they be open? They close at like 2, I think.
Yeah, maybe when they're out of donuts. But
Tony No Maloney.
Yeah, they'll definitely be open because he spends a lot of time at Lamar's. Just look at him.
He's a smart. Oh my god! This guy loses a bunch of weight and he starts fat shaming
come on,
people.
man.
Good Lord!
I just seen if Rob's listening. So Travis goes
F Bob from Mr. Maloney.
Well, Nick Paradise texted in and said Johnny Russell loves saying hi to fans. He's the nicest dude ever. So
Yeah, he looked over and waved.
Yeah. So like Travis Kelce walks into Lamar's. If you're behind the counter at Lamar's, you know that's Travis Kelce, right? Like he's one of those guys I think you do recognize.
Well, he's everywhere.
Everywhere, right? Like in the world, everybody would recognize him. Like so Travis goes, I'll take a dozen donuts, and you're like, oh my God, that's Travis Kelce. Do you ask for an autograph? Do you get a picture? Do you?
No, I ask him what his top donut choice is.
You have him bite a donut and then sell a used Kelce donut to some Swiftie?
That's good.
I think honestly, if being in my position that I'm in, I know it's like frowned upon by our industry. I'd probably ask him rank your top 3 Lamar's donuts real quick, and then I would be like, hey, you mind like real quick, like holding a donut, and be like, this guy eats here too. Like I make it somewhat funny. I wouldn't make it like stalkerish. Or I'd just let him go on with his day and be like, enjoy it.
Yeah.
See you next season. Barely off those. Everyone's going to say you're washed.
That's
next
exactly
year.
right. Yeah, this is why you only had 9. Yeah. I'll tell you, Rob, I saw him at Lamar's Donuts. Carrington, there's no room for donuts in football.
He didn't get the cinnamon twist. He's overrated. I don't know. Lamar's never made me sick. I love it. They're always good donuts, but some food does make people sick. It made Cody Bellinger sick. We'll explain what is the one food that gave you food poisoning, or what's the worst food you could possibly have food poisoning with on the other side. On 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, baseball's back, and this season we're teaming up, and we're proud to partner up. That is Surfside Vodka, Tea, and Lemonade with the Kansas City Royals. They are absolutely delicious, and they pair perfectly with a day at the ballpark or a night at the ballpark when it's going to be 70 degrees. Go out there and get you a Surfside cocktail. They're available for you at the K all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part is there are 0 bubbles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age and older, and please drink responsibly.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Honey, it's me, your wife. Sorry to bother you, but this house is a mess. The windows are drafty, the vinyl siding has cracks and holes in it, and the kids just fell through the deck. We need Powell Exteriors KC now. They install James Hardie siding, Provia windows, Renaissance patio products, beautiful decks, roofing, and more, all at 0% interest for 18 months. Go to powellkc.com and see for yourself. Powell Exteriors KC. The best decision you've made since you married me.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What's up, baseball fans? Go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Enjoy top odds on your favorite home run bets, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Major League Baseball trademarks. Used with permission.
Thunder 620. Dude, I just came from Lamar's in Lee Summit. Solid. The Lamar's, I think it's like the Lamar's round, whatever it is. It's like chocolate donut. It's fantastic. That and the cinnamon twist, and then just the glaze. Just the solid glaze is good there, and I'm a big hater on glazes.
Yeah, I'm just a cake donut fan. Give me a chocolate cake donut, call it a day. You were glazing old producer guy out there in the bullpen just a second ago.
Not the way you would use that word. They're sitting there going, hang on. And I hear Drew. Alex goes,
hang on a second.
Did you watch the one-on-one video in basketball they had the other year ago when they played one-on-one?
Oh, no.
100 in Masters conditions at the course.
No, you're not. I don't mean, look.
Steven Spector.
I was going to say, I've worked with Steven Spector.
He said 97 is what Steven Spector would shoot.
No,
That's
you're
what
not.
Steven Spector said himself. He goes, Masters conditions, probably a 97.
No, you're not.
And Drew thinks he would break 100 because then they asked me, Dusty, what would you shoot at the Masters? And I said 125 to 130.
I mean, you'd be so nervous teeing off on those holes, thinking about like everybody that's played there.
And
what
we're
this
saying
is.
from the tips, so the furthest back tee box, that's how that works. With the conditions of the green, with the pin placement on Sunday, the Masters conditions, I'm not breaking 120. I know that for a fact. I mean, I shot 89 at a local course the other day, which some people would be like, that's pretty good. Not to my standards, but that was at a local course from not the tips. An 89.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shooting 130 at the Masters. 100%.
Some people are dumb.
Yeah. And Drew is a good golfer. Drew's probably the best golfer at this station. Spec's a 3 to 4 handicap.
Spec also thinks he can hit off of Mariano Rivera and start for TCU. Now, back in the day, he probably could have started for TCU. That team sucked.
Do you think you'd have a better chance at getting a par at the Masters or hitting Cole Ragans?
You're asking me personally?
How many pitches do I get for like a normal at bat?
Okay, that's a good follow up. Okay, you get 10 attempts at one hole to make a par.
Okay.
Or you get 20 swings to get a base hit against Cole Ragans.
The Cole Ragans thing, other because the golf thing for me is
screwed.
Yeah, and there's no chance.
Yeah.
There's no chance I'm getting a hit off of Cole Ragans, but I would put my money on that instead of the golf.
100%.
Yeah.
I just want them to go play Augusta now just to watch them not break 100. And I would be that guy from Happy Gilmore. You will not make this putt, jackass. That is foolish talk that they think they'd break 100.
Some people are dumb.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
100%.
What is Walter Pennington going to do at the Masters?
I mean, dude, he's probably been playing Mission Hills Country Club his whole life, so similar. I bet
he plays golf with no shoes on, barefoot, touching the grass?
That's not allowed at Ritzy Country Clubs. They want you to have your golf shoes on before you get to the parking lot.
Of course, yeah. They want you to look really nice.
Yep.
This is why I don't fit in with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Somebody asked me a text line, does Lamar's make a toothpaste-flavored donut?
Nice.
That would actually be better than the KFC-flavored donut.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or toothpaste.
Toothpaste, yeah.
KFC-flavored donut, that's a different story. Does donut taste like fried chicken?
Okay, yeah.
Somebody says none of these guys are breaking 100. That's probably the most diabolical thing I've ever heard in a while. Just telling you, man. Yeah, it ain't happening.
There's a reason you're in sports radio, because you're not good at sports.
There will be a PGA Tour golfer not make the cut and probably shoot 11 over, and that will be a catastrophic failure for them. Now, that's 2 days score.
Yeah.
So they might go 6 over, 5 over, which 6 over the Masters would be a 78 or a 77, but that wouldn't make the cut, and that's a bad round for them. If they're shooting 80, which would be crazy to see a PGA Tour golfer shoot an 80 at the Masters, it'll happen. Somebody will, but you won't know who they were. But they're a million times better than them, and they're going to break 100?
They're 100? Yeah, no.
Not a chance.
So Spec probably thinks the answer is yes to this question. Could you win the Masters starting each hole in the green, but from the furthest point away from the pin? Do you think he would say yes?
What is it again?
What?
Could you win the Masters starting each hole on the green, but from the furthest spot away from the pin?
No. You would 4-putt, 5-putt.
Spec probably thinks.
Oh, yeah.
And Drew.
Some people are dumb.
Speaking of some people who are dumb, I don't know how much you are on Instagram these days, but Cody Bellinger put round 2 of Wings.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, round 2, and we heard the news yesterday that I thought was insane because obviously it's a New York player, so it goes everywhere. Cody Bellinger missed the game yesterday due to food poisoning because of the wings he ate, but he didn't have him once. He had him twice.
He went back for seconds.
Wings is a tough thing to have food poisoning with. What is the worst food poisoning you could have from any sort of food?
I've had it twice.
And you remember the food?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I remember getting it, and one was a pizza, and one was I had
piece of
sushi.
That's also tough.
It is, but I've gone back to both of those. Like not immediately afterwards. You don't eat for. I felt like a couple of days after.
Was it both ends or one?
Well, I don't puke, so it was all.
It's crazy.
Like out the other end. Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I puked.
Yeah, you said the 80s.
Probably. Yeah. I mean,
That's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, this weekend I'll be barfing all over the place.
Course, yeah.
I mean, it was Bobby Barf. When you talked to Amanda about my hair, just mentioned about Bobby Barf. But,
okay.
But that was car sickness. Like, I would hang my head out the car and puke, and it would go on the windshield behind us if people were tailgating. I wouldn't wish motion sickness on people. But like that kind of sickness, no. But the food poisoning is awful. Like all you want to do is lay on the cold bathroom floor and hug the toilet when you have food poisoning.
God, seafood's got to be tough. Text line says seafood smells even worse coming back up. Woofta. I think fajitas has to be up there.
That's an odd one.
Because my buddy, I bring that up because my buddy got food poisoning from fajitas when he was a kid. To this day, cannot smell them, cannot see them, cannot eat them without getting that queasy feeling.
I understand that. Like I just don't understand though how like the food is cooking the entire time. Like
maybe he got a bad piece of chicken that wasn't cooked all the way.
Okay. Does he remember where it was? And he's probably not going back to that place because the places I got food poisoning, one place was out of town, the other's now closed, but hopefully soon to be reopened. But I go back. I wouldn't have a problem going back.
Mac, you got an answer? Would be the worst?
Tuna sounds pretty bad. Yeah, tuna.
Ew.
Pimento cheese.
Pimento cheese.
Yeah.
How many people are getting food poisoning from hot pimento cheese?
Maybe me and Mac tomorrow when we do Smash or Pass. Hey, go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City. Stay kind, stay safe, and have a lot of fun on a Wednesday. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday